All right, we got Bobby Viera and Donavan Cecil.
That's
Said the names right. We got Bobby, who's worked with Pitbull for many, many years. Turned director, films, entertainment. Donavan, you have some awesome galactic, I don't know if you want to call it martial arts in a way,
Yeah,
but cool
going
on. So thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
So how did you two originally connect? Because, you know, you have Bobby, music, entertainment, so on and so forth, and then Donavan, you're into kind of like the martial arts, the kung fu. So how did you two get together?
We had a mutual friend. He was a student of mine, Kung Fu brother, and then on his side of the story, he was what?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was just, a Star Wars fan, like many Star Wars fans, going to Disney, going and checking out the Galaxy's Edge and everything, And, over the last, I'd say probably like the 5 or 6 years or maybe 10 years, thanks to technology and LED stuff and stuff, now they have lightsabers, and Disney's selling lightsabers, and people are spending, in the park, you'll spend a good 150, 200, maybe $300 on a lightsaber. On private websites, you can go like $600, $700, $1,000 for a freaking lightsaber. So I'm thinking, okay, everybody's buying these things, and then what? What are you doing with it? Hanging it on the wall?
Yeah.
Banging against a tree in the backyard? Well, what the fuck are you doing with this thing that you spent all this money on, I'm thinking, wouldn't you like to learn how to use it? As long as you're spending all this money on it, they're selling them like hotcakes. I mean, I see everybody in the park walking around with a damn lightsaber bag on their back, So they're selling the living daylights out of these things, but what about learning how to use it? So I'm thinking, okay, how do you learn how to use it? Well, Star Wars is all basically kung fu, all the martial arts, all the sword play you see in the movies, really, especially the original, the first 1, 2, and 3, was mostly all kung fu. So I needed to find someone who knew about this stuff. Our mutual friend connects me with his Sifu down in
Coral Springs.
Coral Springs, and I go down there and meet them one day, and I meet Donavan, and here's Donavan, who's been doing kung fu since he's 6 freaking years old, knows all this stuff like up and down, like just ridiculous, and loves Star Wars.
So now you got a fucking Kool-Aid smile at this point, right?
Yeah, so basically you couldn't ask for a better person to do this with, so so basically we just kind of teamed up and formed Galactic Saber Academy, and and now we're trying to teach kids basically how to use this stuff. It's like, you can just bang around your giant glow stick, or you can learn how to use it like a weapon. If you don't think it's a weapon, I'll be more than happy to get one of those toys and put it in his hand, but I'm going to challenge you for 10 minutes and you tell me if it's a weapon or not.
But yeah, the timing was so perfect, because after teaching Kung Fu for about 20 years in South Florida, not everybody wants to be a Kung Fu master. A lot of people want to do the sports. They want to do the MMA. They're not really interested in training every day. So it's not exactly very good for business to teach Kung Fu, but I've been doing it for so long. And there was a point where my Sifu was really struggling, opening up a new school in Coral Springs. And I was thinking, we should adapt. We should do something different. Try to get people in here and keep our tradition, keep our integrity. Don't lose that. But let's try to see what people are into. And then he walks in with a lightsaber, and I start spinning it around, and he's like, "You're hired." It was awesome.
Now, did you realize who Bobby was?
No,
you didn't realize.
Not at all. I was just like, wow, this.
He just knew me as somebody who was recommended to this stuff. He knew really nothing about my background at all.
He just knew you was Bobby that was interested in some shit.
And doing something with lightsabers.
Cool
he had
shit.
no idea.
I think I saved you in my contacts as Bobby the Star Wars guy for a while.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Now, when you realize the portfolio that Mr. Bobby here has, you must have been, I would assume you got a little bit of a chub.
It was awesome, because he not only were we working together to get this program going, but we actually tried to get it started during the beginning of 2020. So it wasn't the best time to start classes. But what we ended up doing was working together, and he'd invite me to some of his productions and everything. And it's been amazing. When you build that connection with someone, you see their work ethic and everything. And he really appreciated my work ethic, not just with teaching martial arts, but just how I am with people and how detailed I am and everything. It was just an amazing honor, just all the different, opportunities that life throws at you. So we've had a lot of fun just working together.
So you guys had the charisma and the rapport just clicked.
Oh, and he's like a walking good luck charm. I mean, no matter where we go, everything like happens perfectly whenever he's around.
Oh, I need him to fuck around. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
I'll jump out of a plane with no parachute because one way or another, we won't hit the ground. I'm with this guy somehow. We won't hit the ground.
Bobby,
I don't know how.
if me and you jump out, believe me, we're going to have a problem. We need some luck with us.
I took him to Disney for the first, to Hollywood Studios for the first. He never even seen the Star Wars land. We took him just, for the first time. Everything fell his way. Spots were available for him to make his own lightsaber. I mean, everything that could possibly go right in the park.
No reservations. I just went over there. They were like, "Yeah, do you have reservations?"
That's like one of the hardest things to do.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Donavan. I got to pay people off to do that kind of stuff. I have to pay hunters and hunters. This guy just
Oh my God, it's contagious, man. Just hang out with me, I swear.
I live in Orlando. I've had annual passes for years. He's done things in the park I've never done, and he's only been like 3 times.
Hey, I'll be there in a few weeks.
I got you.
Yo, Rob, here's the guy that's done a gazillion Pitbull videos, Enrique Iglesias, you name it. And Donovan's the one with the juice.
That's right.
With the fucking stick, it's funny. Rob, pull up the night one while we talk about it.
Yep.
So you found these, Bobby, and you said, these guys are going to the park. They're spending all this money. Yeah. And after that time, it just lays around the house, batteries die, they throw it away. So how can you make more use of it? And then you had it already going on. I can't say it right, extracurricular activity. Mm-hmm. It's good for kids, adults of any age, right?
It's funny. We went one day to the park because they have these big thing called the Discord lightsaber meetups.
Yeah.
And like 300-400 people show up to the park with lightsabers. And we're like, oh, this is really cool, And they don't do anything. They just stand there for a fucking picture. And I'm like, all this for a fucking picture? Not even like a wave or anything. Turn them all on. Do anything interesting? No, just...
That's it.
Okay, here's the picture. Okay, great. Now let's go pose over here and take a picture. I'm like, it's like, this is why people think you're crazy bunch of people with glow sticks, because that's all you're using it for. It's like there's so much more uses to this thing, believe it or not. And then he shows up and starts doing this stuff, and they're like, drooling like fucking Homer Simpson watching it.
I got a lot of students just showing off. It's really not my character, but it was a lot.
And it's like, oh wow, this thing can actually spin and you can do shit with. It's amazing.
And you're fucking drooling with them. You're drooling with them, right?
I'm encouraging him. I'm like, look, we just saw 4 or 5 big time Star Wars nerds. Please do some stuff. Please do some stuff right now. Please, right now.
He did. He pushed me. He was like, go.
He's like, Donavan, get that fucking stick out now.
And he's like, you see those guys like magnets, like amazing.
So you guys are both Star Wars fans, then I take it, correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about Star Trek people?
I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
All right, because
I'm a big Trekkie. I'm a big follower of the original series.
Really?
Yeah, I love the original series.
So you
I love
like
the original
both.
cast.
You like both?
Yeah.
Because I always heard that Star Trek people and Star Wars people do not get along.
Well, AJ and Alex are opposite. AJ's one, and which one's AJ? He's either Star Trek or Star Wars, and Alex is the opposite.
Really?
I think Alex is Star Trek because I know AJ's really Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. They have Star Wars porn.
I'm sure they do.
What?
Why not?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
What?
I've seen that. Yeah,
Why not?
You watch it every night?
Hell no. But I guarantee it.
I've seen that.
I guarantee you, there's people out there just waiting for the new release.
Well, this is some droids fuck.
Whatever makes you fucking happy, right? As long as you're not fucking shooting anything.
Feel the force.
Hey, make more money.
Yeah.
Copyright it.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, let's
So
play
here's
this
this
so that
video.
people know what we're talking about. Now, Donavan, how long do you have to practice, roughly, to get that good?
I mean, I've been collecting and practicing with weapons since I was 6. I started teaching Kung Fu at 16, 17, and I mean, to me, it's not really practice. It's just life. It's just flowing. I love music, and I wanted to move like music, but I didn't want to dance, I wanted something that was real, something, and this
episode is brought to you by Fiji. More than just water.
This is not just rock. It's ancient volcanic rock that filters tropical rain, giving it double the electrolytes and its signature soft, smooth taste. It's not just water. It's Fiji water.
Again, that's FijiWater.com/MSCS, $5 off and free shipping. Episode is sponsored by Let's Get Checked. Are you the man your father was? Recent studies have shown that men's testosterone levels are dropping substantially since the 1980s at about an average of 1% per year. Low testosterone can have all type of health effects. It can affect your muscle mass, memory, mood, sex drive, you name it. And yes, low testosterone is more common the older you get, but can affect men at any age. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. They're a worldwide leader in at-home testing kits, and their male hormone test lets you easily test your testosterone levels at home. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in a discreet packaging with next-day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available to you in your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. These results are reviewed by a clinician, and a member of Let's Get Checked nursing team may call you to review your results. Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which is the highest ranking levels of accreditation. So, if you want to test your hormone levels without having to leave your home, visit trylgc.com/MSCS. Special offer for MSCS media viewers. Use promo code MSCS at checkout and get 30% off your test. The link is in the description below at the top.
This is an ancient art. What I do is not. There's a different kind of kung fu that's more common. It's wushu. It's ever since the communists took over. It has a lot of acrobatics. It's really beautiful, but I wanted the traditional stuff. So I was really fortunate to find like a whole lineage. It's ancient, and yeah. So when you see these videos, like the lightsaber, when you're teaching kung fu and it's like 2,000 years old, I don't change it. I teach it exactly the way my sifu taught me. But with this program, I have a little bit more creative freedom. So like this form right here is a combination of Tai Chi, Bagua, Northern Shaolin, and like a Sui Jiao form, like all these different Chinese martial arts I put in together as this lightsaber program. So
you combine them all into one, but with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really amazing about what we're trying to do here is like, we're not just like, once again, we're not teaching how to play with glow sticks. We're teaching you real traditional kung fu that goes back thousands upon thousands of years. This stuff did not come from a galaxy far, far away. It came from a country far away. Okay, and it's been happening for thousands of years. And this, we're just passing on this knowledge in a more fun form. Being able to do it with the lightsabers and everything. We were even talking about offering like a. What we call it silver sabers, like Tai Chi for older people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, because you got Star Wars fans that are 60, 70 years old.
Years. Yeah, give them something to do. When people die, it's usually when like their wife dies or they start sitting around the house. But a lot of people that always keep moving, they live old.
My oldest student was 102.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was a Holocaust survivor, and I taught him for years and years. Yeah, I had a whole program with people with Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and I did that for over a decade in Miami. And I love teaching kids. I love teaching adults, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, meditation, whatever. But those were special classes with the seniors.
And I bet you that blood flow moving,
yeah,
right, keeps you alive. It helps with the Asperger or anything like that, right?
That's one thing that really attracted me to Kung Fu was that it's an art of healing. Like, it's amazing how everything, all of the training, no matter how painful it is, there's nothing that will contradict your health. Nothing contradicts Chinese medicine. Every stance, every position, every stretch, every movement will help your body. It is medicine. So practicing it every day, it's like, I'm gonna go take my medicine. I go out and I go practice my Tai Chi form, or I go do some Qigong, or it's amazing.
Well, if you live in China and you don't get hung for something that they don't like, they live to like 102.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get hung or shot or tortured or just disappear, they live to 102.
And he does a better job of keeping these traditions alive than the Chinese government does.
Oh, yeah.
I really do respect that.
that.
You didn't change like what wasn't broken, and that past those Chinese, fuck. I mean, they know their shit when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Oh, you're talking, thousands upon thousands of years.
And that's what's so cool, that you weren't like, oh, well, I'm going to fucking be the guy that changes it. You kept it the way, and then you show it to the world.
Well, I mean, I always looked at what happened with all the communists and stuff, and like all of it can be a lot of crazy chaos, but if it wasn't for that, I don't think they would have ever left their country, and I would never have learned it. So I got to be grateful a little bit, because it's true. Like my grandmaster, I mean, like in the Shaolin Temple, a lot of them, they would kind of flee and go down south. Hong Kong was cool, but to make a living teaching Kung Fu, they were coming over here. They're in Brazil. My grandmaster,
he just died recently. How old was he?
89.
89. still teaching kung fu.
Yeah.
All right, and play this one with Bobby. Now, Bobby, were
Okay.
you having a couple drinks or not?
Yeah, I was having.
I put
We
my
weren't
students
expecting
on
it.
the spot.
Is that
I
bullshit to cover your ass?
No,
or what?
Donovan had just finished doing like amazing staff work, and everybody's like drooling, and
They gave me enough room.
they gave a lot of room, and he's like almost like Avengers Assemble. Like, what the hell?
So Bobby,
It's May the 4th. I'm like half busted. I'm half baked already, you know.
Bobby, it's like going after Kevin Hart, right? Like Kevin Hart goes up and, oh, Bobby Viera, you're up next.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, see ya.
All right, so
All right,
here
let's
we
play
go.
this.
So he kind of caught us off guard. Yeah.
So this is Tai Chi.
This is Tai Chi. And if you're listening, they're swinging the, what do you call them? What,
Lightsaber.
lightsabers.
Not lifesavers, but lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
And then I changed to a style called Bagua, which has a lot of spinning circles and stuff, and then go into another style from a Swai Jiao lineage. It's kind of like more choppy, like kind of like how a katana is used. And then this last style is Northern Shaolin, which is pretty much the strongest.
And then I
part of
almost
my
whacked the little kids in the corner there.
Yeah.
Nah, Bobby, you look pretty good.
I almost
Oh,
whacked those
he's
little
awesome,
kids right
yeah.
there that were on top of me.
They learned to defend.
We are one with the Force.
That's so cool.
Now, are you breathing heavy after you do that? Because it does.
That's
like
a workout.
looking from the outside, you're thinking, oh, they're just swinging sticks, but you need some endurance.
Especially if you've been to the Olga's bar right there. You know?
Well,
When you've been to the Cantina bar.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like I know forms in Kung Fu that can be thousands of movements. If you don't have proper breath work, you're not going to be able to do it. So obviously you have to start off basic and work your body up to it and condition yourself. But like Tai Chi, it looks just like slow motion Kung Fu, but it's actually moving meditation. Every movement has yin, has yang, an inhalation and exhalation. It's amazing, synchronizing. That's why it's so slow, because they don't want you just breathe normal. They want you to increase your lung capacity. You know, without breath you die, but with increased breath, they believe you have longevity. So it's just like synchronizing that with slow movement, and you're constantly relaxed. It helps your chi, or your breath energy, circulate throughout the body. You know, it's, the health benefits are incredible. So that's why I've never actually mixed Tai Chi and Kung Fu into one form. They're separate. But with this, the whole idea of the Force and all of that, like I was like, we're gonna mix this up, make it almost like a spiritual practice, you know, like not really like a religious practice, not obviously, but more. There's a lot more going on that meets the eye. We're not just swinging around.
And obviously the goal is to do this exact same thing, but with 400 people at the park.
Come join us.
Well, the best thing about this too, which I thought was, I remember telling him and seeing the video afterwards, like you could see in the back, there's like, you know, Disney employees, but not like the cast members. Like these are the nice shirt ones, you know. These are the more upper on the up on the level. Yeah, we got the suits back there, and they didn't do anything, and they sat there and watched the whole show and waited till we were done before they passed. I was like, wow, you know, because we don't got no permission to do this. We just did this, you know.
and you know, if they didn't come up and say, "Hey, do you have a license?" You
get
know,
the hell out of here.
There's something good, right?
Yeah.
You should have got a damn paycheck for
The
that.
fact, yeah,
I know.
Yeah, you should have got paid for that.
Oh, you'll get one, because once you don't go and people are expecting it, then they're, hey, Bobby, Donovan, hey, where are you?
You know what's weird is that all the things that we've been planning, like practicing forms and doing training and all of this, I swear, like we had all these ideas, and then all of a sudden when Mandalorian comes out and you see Luke, spoiler alert, you see him like practicing forms. I've never seen that in a movie before.
And
And
like
then
we've been doing, we're doing
everything that we've been like, dude, we should have like a temple where we're doing, and then we see it like on the new Obi-Wan series,
It's got, yeah,
watching them
temple.
practicing forms. And form is a way of getting your shit down. You know, if you don't have proper form, you're not good at fighting. If you don't know how to make a fist, or you don't understand alignment, you don't know how to, you know, have a guard, you don't know breath work, posture, stance. If you don't understand proper form and don't train proper form, you know, that's how people get hurt. You know, you punch a bag the wrong way and you get hurt. You didn't have proper form. So drilling this art is about self-mastery. So it's a whole lifestyle, man. It's amazing.
Well, you guys made it fun.
Oh yeah.
And we're not cheaping the brand. We're not trying to cheat the brand. You know, we're keeping the brand up, which, you know, Disney likes to, you know, because we're, you know, at the end of the day, if you're listening, we want to do business with you. Yeah, we're not there to, you know, cause trouble or, you know, or hurt the brand. We're there to protect the brand and protect the whole, you know.
They need some help right now.
Yeah, they need some help right now.
They just got their asses taken from fucking DeSantis. what morons? Like, you had the world by the balls. You weren't paying shit. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They had everything. No, they weren't paying anything.
Hey, I drive through that neighborhood all the time. I live like 15 minutes away from the park. I know when it's 9 o'clock because the entire, you know, I start hearing explosions going off every night at 9 o'clock. That's how close to the park we are that I hear it. Oh, 9 o'clock and the sky's exploding.
Actually,
you know?
I thought that was fireworks, but it's your hands. You keep like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, he's like iron bombing this table.
He's a Jersey guy like us.
Yeah, I drive through those neighborhoods all the time, and you know. Look, I love the fact that there's never a cop anywhere near.
Yeah.
And you can like, zoom, and nobody ever pulls you over because they don't want people getting pulled over.
No.
You know,
Disney owns it all.
It's all pretty and pristine and nicely painted,
nice,
and you know
it's nice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they do a good job. You know, they make it pretty. You know, so I know they don't want to lose that look.
No, you don't want to lose that
because the city takes over. It's gonna look like shit.
Yeah,
you already know it's gonna look like shit.
You already know it's gonna take over. It's just a ticking time.
It's gonna be like 95 down south. That's what it's gonna look like.
I put money on it with you.
Yeah.
So now you're originally from Jersey, Cuban,
born
right?
in Jersey. Yeah.
Born in Jersey, Cuban.
Yes, I'm Cuban.
I had Rick Prado, and he was head of the CIA until 16, and he came over from Cuba. His dad got him out because. Who was the regime then that they would walk in his house in Cuba?
Castro.
Yeah.
Castro.
When he was 4, they would just come in his house and just start shooting.
Yeah.
And his family would have to go to the basement. They would come up. Well, he came over to America, and he didn't want America to be like that. So he like just threw through the ranks. He's like a legend in the CIA.
Yeah.
And the shit that he was fucking saying, holy shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? But just a fellow
Because I've
Cuban,
heard stories from my dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Were you born in Cuba or born in Jersey?
No, I was born in Jersey. I was born in Jersey like within like a week of my parents getting here.
Yeah.
You know, so she came like ready, you know about to pop any second now. I think they were here for like 12 days or 14 days before I was born.
Lucky.
You know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's funny because, you know, at that time, too, it's like, I forget the exact number right now, but I think their number was like 103,000 and something, the number they had to wait to get called to leave, you know? Because, you know, they were on a waiting list to leave. Like, so many people were on a waiting list. I mean, they didn't leave till 68. I mean, when did Castro take over? Just, you know, do the math. That's how long they were waiting. And they just patiently waited. They didn't go, like, you know, find a way to sneak. They patiently waited through all that hell, all the nightmare, and people getting shot and this and that until their number was called.
And then they went.
And then they left.
Yeah.
You know, and look at the number, like 103,000 and something was the number they were waiting for. They were
Fuck
waiting
that.
like for 18 months for that number to be called.
Well, fuck that number. I'm finding a way. Right?
To come to America.
God bless them.
You know, it's still like that. I've had the same barber. We've been trying to get his dad. I've had the same barber for 9 years. And we've been trying to get his dad here it took 3 years to get him here. We would all, like his brother, everybody would pitch in. You know, real nice guy, little guy. And finally, we got his ass here. But it's still a rigmarole. They send you over here for 3 months. Then you got to go back for 3 months. Then you come over again for a year. Then you got to go back.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay like $8,000 and then you can come.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how it is even now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he just didn't go to fucking Texas. Because, I mean, it's wide open now.
I don't know why I went to Jersey. I'm like,
That's
you
what-
spend your whole life in Cuba and now you're going to shovel snow?
I was wondering. I was like, why'd you go to...
We had an aunt up there, and she kind of sponsored us, so we kind of that was our destination, and we didn't last long there because my brother got pneumonia, and they said if we didn't get out of that environment, he's going to die.
Well, Cuba to fucking Jersey, bro. I mean,
I was gonna say I'm from Pennsylvania, and I don't know. I was talking about the one day. I'm like, there's no good Cuban restaurants up in Pennsylvania. I'm like, well, because there's no Cubans up in Pennsylvania. I didn't realize there were Cubans in Jersey.
Oh,
so-
there was a lot of Cubans, and there still is a lot of Cubans in Jersey.
Wow.
there's nothing.
Nothing
Cuban
in Pennsylvania.
Nothing. When I got down here, like Havanas, I was there every fucking night.
Yeah.
24 hours there every night forever.
So good.
Because I never had it.
Wow.
So I'm actually Robert because my parents, you know, since I was born here, my mom didn't want to give me a Spanish name, so not Roberto, so she actually called me Robert, so I would have an American name being born in the U.S.
She was thinking of it, you know?
So we're Cuban, so I identify more as like a panco lechon than a taco. So.
Well, that's cool because Bunko Lechon is tougher to say. So they can't, right? So you want.
I didn't want to try to hear Joe Biden try to say that.
Oh fuck! Let's try to get him to say Thursday.
Yeah, that's like 5 syllables. She can't handle 3.
What
so.
was the whole thing about that though? Jill Biden said that Hispanics.
Yeah, she said that. Well, she said Hispanics in California are as unique as breakfast tacos. So first of all, I don't even know what a breakfast taco is. I know what a breakfast burrito is. What the hell's a breakfast taco? People have tacos for breakfast?
Now I want one.
I've heard of breakfast burritos, but I've never heard of a breakfast
Like a
taco.
Taco Bell menu item.
Yeah, I like a sausage and cheese burrito for breakfast, but a fucking taco. I'm not trying to crunch into that
Having
shit.
a hard shell for breakfast.
Not gonna dunk that in my coffee.
Well, how about this, Bobby? If they were being assholes, fuck you and your taco. Shove them up your ass. I want a soft taco for breakfast.
Exactly. So I don't even know where she got that thing from. So even right there, no one's even focusing on the fact that she made up a whole new breakfast item that doesn't even exist.
It
Now,
does not.
how hard was it for you to learn English, or were you
No, it was
raised that
easy.
right away? So you got now. Can you?
No,
can-
see, I was one of those Cubans that thought that learning English might benefit me living in Miami. You know? So we learned English, not realizing that within another 10 years we wouldn't need it at all. You know,
Because I was going to say you don't even have an accent. I can't really tell an accent.
no,
at
people
all.
usually think I'm Italian for some reason. I get Italian a lot. But
Either or is good. So
no,
then,
Cuban.
what year do you move from Jersey?
I moved from Jersey. I think I might have been like 4 years old when we left Jersey.
And then you come over here to Miami.
Which is great because to this day I still get people that go, "Oh, you're from Jersey? Oh yeah, I can tell the accent." I'm like, I left when I was 4, bro. If I still got a Newark accent since I was 4, yeah, but since I was 4, I've been talking like this. Like,
Now, when did you know that you wanted to get into entertainment?
well, my whole life. My dad was like, one of those guys that sang on Cuban TV and stuff like that locally, and he was always kind of pushing music. I grew up around music, and in school I got into band, and it was always really into music and percussion and drums and stuff like that. And after high school as well, I went to California, did a whole thing with the Young American Dinner Theater thing over there in California and Michigan, and I was just always involved in entertainment in one way or the other. Had rock bands, I sang for a rock band. I was a long-haired rocker.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's fucking cool.
That's awesome.
It's great being a Cuban with a long-haired rocker. You go to the rock clubs and you got all these white guys who can't dance for shit.
Yeah,
And
you're
this guy
killing
on a
it.
dance
You're
floor.
killing
Oh,
it.
he's got long hair and he can dance, like having a Chippendale guy right here in your club.
And he's doing rock.
Yeah, and we're
Cuban
doing rock.
I mean,
I found this out
It's
just a
got
couple of
flavor.
months ago.
Yeah, he saw a video.
Oh my god, it's
Bobby,
actually
I'd be
really
like,
good.
what is this fucking comedy show? What is that, the improv?
That should be up here, man.
Yeah, we should show that video. I mean, back in the rock and roll days.
So you start doing that. You love
And
the
what's funny
entertainment.
is like the rock band. Okay, my rock band had Alfred Lazaro. Alfred Lazaro to this very day is still Pitbull's engineer.
Damn.
If you've ever heard Pitbull's voice, Al recorded it. Because Al started recording his voice when he first started out, and then he got signed to a major label, and they couldn't reproduce his sound. He sounded totally different recording with them than with Al. So Al just became this is my bass player in the rock band. He became Pitbull's lifelong engineer to this very day.
Wow.
My drummer, Lou Diaz, was Lou Diaz from the Diaz brothers. The Diaz brothers started Pitbull. They're the ones that signed Pitbull and started the entire career. And to this day, Lou Diaz is a award-winning, Grammy award-winning engineer. He's mixed like tons of shit for Khaled. I mean, he's just really, he's a huge name in the engineering world.
He's
you know?
the shit.
Yeah.
When
When
it
it
comes to
comes to
engineering, he's the
engineering and
shit.
mixing,
Go.
Yeah.
he's the goat. So it's just so funny that that little rock band, look
Led
at all the
to
different
all-
avenues that developed from that little rock band.
Networking is so unbelievable. Like you guys found each other through networking. You got this whole diverse, completely thing. Not that you in a rock band isn't fucking diverse with the hair and shit.
Right.
It's just crazy how networking
Uh-huh.
really builds everything.
I mean, I grew up with David Lee Roth and Van Halen and listening to Motley Crue.
The
and-
real shit.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to a lot of 80s. I grew up in the 80s, a lot of 80s rock and stuff like that. So I really gravitated to the 80s rock music and the whole band thing and the whole, I mean, we did the circuit at the same time Marilyn Manson was playing down the street.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw Marilyn Manson. It was a little dive bar in Davie called the Plus 5 Lounge, and places slammed. I mean, you couldn't get two
huge.
people, hundreds upon hundreds of people, and the show just starts. And I'm there with my buddy Lou Diaz, and the show just starts, and we could barely see the stage, and music and lights, and Lou looks up and he goes, "Bro, he's butt naked." I'm like, "What?" he's like, "Butt naked." I'm like, "The show just started." I look up like, yeah, we can't compete with that shit. We can't compete. He's butt naked on song
and he
one.
could sing like a motherfucker and play instruments. I mean, he was a beast.
He was the show, man.
Did he really take his fucking rib out? Remember
I don't
that?
have no idea.
You
But yeah, he was.
Remember hearing that?
yeah.
I heard that with the singer of Tool. I don't know about Marilyn.
It was
no, Marilyn Manson heard that.
Yeah, they said he took
So
his
he
rib out
could,
so he could suck his own dick.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
everybody
was
do
a rumor.
that,
That
though.
was a
I don't know. He was always like,
hey,
It's great for marketing,
Can you
whether he
imagine-
did it or not.
he was like always like 75 pounds soaking wet, you know.
yeah.
Hey, at least
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, it was when I was in high school. Everybody was like, "Yo, he got a rib taken out so he can suck his dick." Everybody's
That's
like,
a great story, though. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless, that's a
Yeah,
cool
right.
story.
So now later in life, because I do that's my bread and butter is Mark, and I'm like, man, that's a hell of a.
Yeah. What's your
who
hidden
gives a
what's
shit if
your
it's
hidden
real or
talent?
not?
Oh, my hidden talent. Here it is.
I mean, that didn't catch on like butt lifts, I guess.
Yeah. How do you run into Pitbull? How do you meet him?
Okay, so when we had the Diaz brothers, the production company, music production company, we're doing a lot of work with Sony Latin, Sony Music, and a lot of their remix divisions. And that Latin song Bomba, we were really big involved in that song becoming big and this and that. So it was the Latin Grammys, that were supposed to be in South Florida, and we had tickets through Sony because we're doing all the work with Sony. I think we had a record nominated, but then they said, because of all the Cuban exile crap, and they started losing their shit, and they had to move the Grammys back to California. So like, oh fuck, we gotta go to California. So great, we get tickets, and we go like, we're gonna go to California. And Sony said, we'll put you up at the MGM over there. Just get there. We'll take care of you. Like, fantastic. We're in Texas. We get on a plane, go to California. Around 6 o'clock in the morning, we get a phone call from Lou's wife.
Oh boy.
Turn the fucking TV on! Turn the fucking TV on! Some nut jobs crashed some planes into the Twin Towers.
Oh.
Yes, the Latin
wow.
Grammys were September 11th, 2001.
Oh shit.
Holy shit! You have worse luck than me. You're the only guy on
Wow,
the
you
planet
needed
that
him
has.
with you, yeah.
I was
That's
not there.
crazy.
I was
You better
obviously
click-
not there.
You better,
He could have changed history if he was there. If you were there, history would have been changed. Not making light of it, but maybe.
Oh,
As crazy as it sounds for a little while, they're like,
Wow.
are they going to cancel the Grammys for this?
No.
This actually
No.
crossed our mind for half a second. Like,
no, 3 fucking planes. No. Wow.
Wow.
and then it was a scramble to get out of town, and we rented a car. Actually, we got lucky and rented a car and went to Vegas. Vegas was like nothing happened. I mean, we pulled into Vegas. It was like business as usual. The shows were canceled, but the tables were open.
Let's go, right?
Vegas was on, and we called our lawyer there, and we spent a night there at the hotel. He let us stay there. Next morning, we kind of saw our options, flights were. So we just road trip all the way back to South Florida, and we still got back before the
From
flights.
Vegas?
From Vegas.
There were no flights.
There were no
Everything was
flights.
yeah,
shut
no,
we
down.
still got
everything's
back.
grounded.
We still got back before the planes were even up in the air.
Wow.
That road trip should be a movie because that road trip alone was such a fucking adventure.
I
It was
bet.
absolutely amazing.
Give me a story
Oh my
that
god!
you can remember.
Yeah.
I remember a titty bar, a small titty bar in
Not much,
Texas. Where some fat stripper fell off the stage. I remember Fat Boy and Stick Bug. This guy in the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere, had this like little shack where we thought we were gonna die. We fucking this little shack. It's got no windows, like a little house with no windows. He's got a whole bunch of just random shit, like comic books and this and that. And we see a whole bunch of like broken cars in the back, and we're like, "Oh, this is what's going on." They're parking. He kills them, and then he
Texas
sells their
Chainsaw
shit.
Massacre.
Yeah.
Texas
stripping the
Chainsaw
car.
Massacre.
and then comes the big line. It's like, "Hey, you guys want to see something weird?" Oh shit! Here come the heads in the bottle.
No, the fuck out.
Run! He takes us out front. And he shows us a stick bug. Like, check it out, man. It's a stick bug. I'm like, yeah, it's a stick bug. And I'm thinking, this guy,
guy's fucking off his
there's
rocker.
nowhere, dude. There's nowhere. This guy probably talks to people once every 6 months, or for all we know. We're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He just took off and never forgot Fat Boy and Stick Bug.
Bobby, next thing you know, I'm like, hey, you guys want to see what I got? That's an ant. Right? Fucking
Like,
shit.
yeah, okay. And so he bought some comic books. Get the fuck out of there. You know?
So then what happens next?
Next, I think after that, we got to Texas. And it was funny because since we're driving back, after 9/11, I think a lot of people kind of got it 24 hours a day. They're sitting in front of the TV watching it and watching it and watching it. We're not. We're just driving. We're not even hearing the radio. We're just driving, trying to get back and trying to have some kind of enjoyment for the fact that we missed the Latin Grammy.
Right.
And we
Yeah.
had front row seats.
It was only the
Oh,
Grammys.
fuck, we're going to see Santana.
Yeah. Nothing big.
Yeah. So we were still trying to have some fun and kind of like, we even took a picture in the desert with our tuxedos on and stuff because we had them. We never used them, And it was funny because we pull into a town, like I remember we pull into a Hooters like in Texas and like to have lunch, and they're like, "Oh my God, can you see what's happening? It's in horrible." Like, yeah, it's horrible. So what is it to do around here tonight? Is there any bars around? And we were just kind of bar hopping and kind of like we went to New Orleans, had a great time. They lost me for a while. They found me swing dancing in some bar with some girl, throwing her up in the fucking air and shit. You know, we got back. You thought we got back from Mardi Gras, like, buddy, got fucking half beers in the car, beads, money, weed,
Everything on the planet, right?
we pulled
Meanwhile,
to Miami, like, you know, we just got back from Mardi Gras.
you guys are all happy, and everybody's like,
So what's been going on?
"Oh, just fucking 3 planes. We thought 4. We don't know exactly who it is at the moment." You know.
Yeah. So basically, when we got back, you know, from 9/11, you know, the music industry was done. If you weren't Enrique Iglesias thinking about Hero, nobody wanted to hear it, you know? So basically, I got in the video. You know, I started dabbling in video and getting out of the music industry. And Lou and Hugo started working with this new rapper called Pitbull. You know, and so Lou and Hugo started developing Pitbull because Pitbull just got out of his deal with Luke. And he started developing Pitbull. Me, knowing Lou and Hugo, started doing video work. And next thing you know, I'm doing some video work for Pitt. Lou and Hugo are producing tracks. He's getting bigger and bigger. And Pitbull was, you know, Pitbull was Pitbull. Pitbull's an amazing artist. You know, Pitbull's the kind of artist that just wanted it more than anybody else. You know, he doesn't take no for an answer, and he's a hustler. I mean, he just never stops to this very day. Any moves he's making in his life and his career are 100% him. There's no doubt in my mind. No one's helping him. You know, he's always been that guy.
Bobby, I read that most of what we hear, like on the radio and the videos, is done either in a hotel or on the road, not like in a studio.
No. My buddy Al records him on his boat. He goes out to the Bahamas on the boat. He records him on the boat, hotel rooms. He'll put up, you know, the beds, the mattress up in the corner, make a little booth for him. Yeah. Pitbull. I don't think Pitbull's been in a recording studio. Yeah, you get the bed mattresses and make like a little booth, and he just sits there and does his rap.
Man, now, as an engineer, right? How would you get, if you're rapping on a yacht that's moving, how the fuck would you get the sound of that? I guess Pro Tools, right?
Yeah, he's got a little backpack, a whole Pro Tools thing set up, and you know his compressor, his mic. He brings his own mic.
So that is true.
Yeah, he brings his entire setup.
Damn, all those.
Just think of it.
All those. Hits.
Think of how long it would take him to record a song if he had to go to the studio every time.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's getting tracks, and he's just wherever he's at. Let's do the track. He don't give a shit. You know.
Now, like the ones that you were involved with, like, does he write them, or are they just off the top of his head and he just raps into it and then?
No, I've seen him. I've seen him actually sit down and writing lyrics and stuff and working it out before.
Well,
he's got to be one of the biggest in pop. I mean, everything he comes out with is like it's like a thing that always plays, like at a game or
I'll tell you a great
commercial.
story about Pitbull. When we first started out with Pitbull, you know, I mean, you've seen him back in the day with the cornrows and the wife beater and stuff. He wanted to be a serious rapper, and not that he's not a serious rapper, but he wanted to be more of like a serious, you know, back in that time, you know,
like
more
a Pac, Biggie.
he wanted to be, you know, he wanted to be more respected like that.
Yeah.
And we would joke about him and go, "You're the party man, dude. You're the party man." I'm not the fucking party man. He would get pissed off. He would get like so offended at the idea of being the party man. And now he's like, "I'm the party man." He's more than happy to take that title of party man. Because you can't have you can't have an event without hearing Pitbull.
And he gives back to the community like crazy. And what's cool, whenever I see it, you don't see it. You have to like really look. You know, I knew you were coming in, so I looked more than I usually do. He's always giving to the community. And he's not bragging about it on TV like, hey, I donated this. He's just doing it.
Yeah, he's that guy that shows up to set and shakes everybody's hand when he walks in. You know, he'll shake every PA's hand. He'll shake the guy, you know, the craft service guy. He'll say hi to every single person on that set.
That's cool. He never let the fame get to his head.
No,
he still stayed true to himself.
No.
And it shows in this success, right?
Yeah, he'll come. It's not like he's a hassle or we need a certain thing for him or, you know, wardrobe or this and that. You know, he's very easy to deal with. You know.
So now you started the new 306 website, right?
305.
305. Duh, Eric.
Not me. That's the label that basically Mr. 305 Inc. is Pitbull's label through his buddy Rob Fernandez, and they run that label. And basically, you know, he signed to a different label, but Mr. 305 is where Pitbull funnels the artists that he works with. He's got a recording studio down in Miami. And
are you a part of this?
I work a lot with Pitt's label. A lot of stuff I do for all the artists, and a lot of my repertoire of artists has been through 305 Inc.
So take me through this a little bit, because when I was looking at it, it kind of looks like, scroll down.
Well, if you go through the artist, you know, if you click through the artist,
click on artist.
It just shows you basically a list of all the artists that basically are signed to Pitbull's label. This is Pitbull's record label, basically.
So now,
Lanier, I've done work with Lanier, I've done work with I Am Chino, I've done work with Akina, Montana Tucker. You know, that right there is just a repertoire of new artists. I'm not sure if Pitbull releases anything through here. I'm not sure if 305 Inc. has a pot with the Spanish label, you know, side of it. as opposed to the English side of it. But
Yeah, I was curious. I thought it kind of looked like, say you wanted to book one of his artists. Would
Yeah.
you go here to book them?
you could book him through here as well.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, you could book him through here as well. But that is basically his, his record label. 305 Inc. is Pitbull's record
Oh,
label.
that's cool.
Wow, that's really
You know.
cool. Go to Bobby's site, first tab. Now this slide is awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
we
that.
gotta
Yeah.
let this play.
And Leslie Grace too. Yeah.
That's who did it. Who did the slide for you?
Oh, this entire I built that.
You
Yeah,
built that?
That's awesome.
That's
I edit everything I shoot.
That's all. Scroll down, Rob. So take us through your website, Bobby.
Well, this is like just the front page of my website. That was a video we did with Pitbull, Becky G, and Della Ghetto not so long ago. Well, I guess it was like a year ago.
There's that badass camera. Look at that thing.
Bazooka.
I love it.
Yeah, which one? That's the red, right?
That's the red body. Well, I think that's like a 800 millimeter.
That's nice.
We're
Now,
shooting
now
some
what
really-
would that run brand new? That whole big thing right there.
Oh my God, the entire setup.
Yeah, with all the-
you'd be in the 100 grand. That lens
Yeah.
alone is like $63,000.
Yo, you got to tell him the story about the sexiest video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is a cool story. This is funny. as shit.
Yeah, tell 'em.
Actually, it's the video when you scrolled up and you saw that entire montage. Some of that video plays there. But I did this video for Pitbull. That one right there. I did this video called "Como Yo Le Doy," which is a couple of those scenes there from that Pitbull video. With this,
I
artist,
love that right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
with this artist called that video. There was some artist called Don Omar.
Don Omar, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, not Don Omar. It was Don Miguelo. I think it was Don Miguelo. I think it's in there somewhere. I think it's in my reel. If you scroll down, if you go to the music video page, hit the music video page. Scroll down. Keep scrolling.
Hey, I
Yeah,
shot that one.
Yeah, you were worked on that one. Keep going, keep going, keep going. A
I
little
love
more,
that
finally.
song. Yeah. Oh my God.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. There it is. Como Yo Le Doy. See that? Oh, Don Miguelo. Yeah, Don Miguelo. Don Miguelo had this record originally, then Pitbull jumped on it and did his thing, and the record took off and got really big. So the first half of the day I was shooting with Don Miguelo. Pitbull was going to show up later in the day for like 3 or 4 hours, and he's in and out. I had the entire day with Don Miguelo, but every time I want to shoot with Don Miguelo, he started feeling sick. I think he just wasn't feeling the girl that we were putting the scenes with him with, But he was just kind of like, we'd work on the scene for him, and then it was like, oh, he wants to wear a baseball cap. It's like, well, this kind of hurts the shot, It's like, but you want to keep it on, fine. We're gonna adjust the lights. We spent about 45 minutes adjusting the lights. We're ready to shoot. Oh, now he doesn't feel well. He's got to go back.
Oh,
I'm like, so what am I gonna do? I got to shoot something, right?
right.
So what am I gonna do? Film girls. Okay, girls, come on, jump on the couch. Okay, come on. Yeah, you play with her. You play with her. Yeah, take her for a towel. There you go. And I'm
You
doing
can't
this.
lose there.
I'm doing this most of the day because every time I want to shoot, I'm setting up. For some reason, Don Miguelo doesn't feel well. In fact, he's got one master performance on this, and that's the only one I have with him the entire day, because he was always like, "I'm jet lagged. He had a long day yesterday. I don't feel well." Here comes Pitbull. Pitbull doesn't play that game. Pitbull, he'll show up with 100-degree fever and do his shit. So here comes Pitbull. I'm like, he's like, how's it going? I'm like, it's been going, Don Miguelo hasn't been feeling that well. So you send him home. What? Just send him home.
Get
If he
rid
ain't
of
feeling well, send him home. What the fuck is he doing here? If he ain't feeling well, tell him to go home. So I do a couple takes with Pitbull, and we do a take with him, and then that front door take was supposed to be a shot with him and Don Miguelo. And I was like, the duo performance. He's like, no, he don't feel well. Fuck him. Because all of a sudden he feels fantastic. The other guy he's ready because
now all of a
Pitbull's
sudden
here.
he's ready.
Yeah, Pitbull's here, and now he feels fantastic. And Pitbull's like, screw that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And we brought the girl out. He did it with the girl, and the video became, but that's just his work ethic.
And that's
His work. He doesn't respect this. Like, dude, you're here. I flew you down. I'm paying all this
Your
money.
time, yeah.
There's a big video. We're spending all this cake on this. You need to do your shit. It's not like it's not like you're doing road construction, bro. You're out there spinning your verse in front of camera. Then go back to your, it's not like hard labor you're doing here. You can make it, And I think people, once again, doesn't understand that laziness, because his life has never been like that. He's worked his ass off for everything he's got. So it's like, there's a huge video. There's a huge opportunity for you. You're on a huge track with Pitbull, and you're tired. You don't feel well,
What a moron.
But the video ended up.
But because of it, I spend the entire day filming girls. A billboard comes out with the top like 5 or I think like top 5 sexiest videos of all time.
And
It's
you're on there.
Shakira and then me.
That's a win.
Because you're not beating Shakira at that time,
Wow.
buddy.
Sexiest video, like I had no choice. I had nothing. All I could do was like jump on her.
Yeah.
And it worked perfect.
And it worked out perfectly.
And if it wasn't Shakira at that time, you would have been won. Nobody's beating
Probably,
her at that
probably,
time. Man.
yeah,
The way
yeah.
she could do that fucking shit or that belly
she's
thing.
awesome.
Remember her in the
Yeah.
early 2000s?
Yeah.
She's still awesome.
Yeah, she came back a little bit.
And I think later, I think they dropped him like soon after. I think the whole relationship between them as a thing fell apart right after that because
And then you shot one of these?
he worked on my
I
Elvis
helped-
one of my Elvis Crespo videos. Yeah,
Yeah, he's Elvis Costello. He's really awesome to work with. It was that one.
that one. Yeah, the one with the rain. That was actually it was
That
funny
was
because he called me recently. Elvis, you know Elvis Crespo, suavemente. You know,
Yeah, I just know him as Elvis. Yeah,
everybody knows Elvis Crespo. He called me recently because this record's up for a thing called Premio Juventud, which is a youth award.
Did you
And
know
yet
what that means?
he's up for a youth award.
His
and
wife
yet
is Spanish, that's why I asked.
all the artists are all like, in their 40s or 50s. You know? Hey, Beto Santa Rosa, I mean, he's like, you got to be in his 50s or 60s, you know?
Is it like God's Waiting Rooms award? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, that's what's hilarious. He told me it's a youth award. It's for youth artists. It's for like we're getting and we're nominated for this youth award. But that's Elvis. I mean, I love that man. He's got a lot.
Yeah,
of
it
energy.
was really fun working with
Now,
him. I
Donovan-
even got to teach him some qigong.
Now, when you step onto the scene, you're here with Bobby, pro at this shit. When you come in, what do you do? Like, take me through that day that
I was
you
a
were
part of like the art department or something.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah, he
helped
came out
set up
helping
the
art.
scenes because I have a really good eye with detail and everything. And I helped. Remember like they wanted to spend like an hour fixing like a part of the backdrop. I'm like, yo, I could fix it in 5 minutes, and I did. Like there were times that he wasn't feeling well, and I like went in there and taught Elvis like some qigong, and he was back on his feet and gave me a
That's
hug in
awesome.
front of everybody. It was pretty cool. Then like we were on a lunch break, and Elvis and I were like playing my steel drum. I play steel drums. I don't know if you saw that, but it was a cool day. It was just, I didn't know why I was there, but I did everything I could to be helpful. And, meeting a lot of really cool people and artists. But they're just so professional. That's like, if we had to change a shot, just seeing how he would just, bark a couple of orders and like everybody knew their shit. Everyone was professional. It was a really cool experience.
And it's really all about energy because one bad person with bad energy can ruin the entire day of a shoot, And it could be anybody. It could be a dancer. It could be, it's like, it's just having that good energy. And he's a great energy guy. And
I try.
just having him there, everybody felt his energy and just his positive energy.
How about that, Bobby? You got the galactic out of him,
Galactic.
and then galactic, sorry. And then you got a guy that
I
can
gotta
do
bring
something in
energy.
5 minutes during a video versus a guy that takes 2 hours.
Yeah.
You got a double whammy, but in like a plus whammy, not the whammy where you get fucked. Right? So out of Pitbull, out of every one that you directed and were a part of the videos, which is the biggest one you were a part of, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest ones were probably that one I just told you, Como Lo Doy, and the Becky G one. As far as production was.
So now
And the
when-
production, that was a big production too. That happened right in the middle of COVID.
I'm glad you picked that one because I wanted to ask you. So when you went to do that one, okay, you guys decide you're going to do the video for that song, right? Who decides what song?
Well, they decide the song. The label decides the song.
The label decides. The song.
What song they're pushing, what song they want to release, and what song they want to put money behind it.
Okay,
know,
so
from
now you know you have this song that you're going to have to direct, do a video.
So now basically, what these songs usually get handed out to certain directors. It's a big networking thing. So you'll hear about it, and what you do is you submit a treatment. You submit like a storyline. 4 or 5 pages explaining your concept for the video, your imaging, your visuals, and what you see the video to be. And they pick the script they like the best.
And then, okay, so then they pick you, they pick the script,
Mm.
and then how does it go from there?
Then basically we're budgeted, and I call my producer Christy Arcee, and basically camera crew, and we start building a team and start looking for locations, and it's pretty much just like it's basically like a film shoot, just really small because it's all going to take place in one day, 2 tops, But for the most part, these videos get shot like in one day.
Now, when you have to like close down a street or an area or something like that, is that a whole bitch? I mean, is it a real total pain in the ass? Like, who do you go to?
Not
do
really.
that?
No, it's actually not that hard at all. I mean, you have to go through the film office for that city, or that area, Miami Beach or Fort Lauderdale, whatever. You just go to their film commission office. You submit the treatment. You tell them what you need. You tell them what area you need. you know, and what day you want to shoot it. Obviously, if you want to shoot something on South Beach on a Saturday, you're shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? Unless you bring in some serious cash in production, because they're going to tell you what you need. They're going to tell you, well, for what you're doing there, you're going to need 4 cops. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. So basically, you just fill the needs of the city, and you're ready to shoot.
Wow,
and it's your street. And it's your street.
Yeah. Earlier this year, we had that. I hope to shoot that scene with a Lamborghini in downtown Miami.
We just
had one cop, just kind of.
Yeah, we did some stunt driving stuff down the city of downtown Miami for a bar mitzvah video. This was actually all this is. Okay, this is this entire production. There's a massive production we're doing with we're making it us look like this 13-year-old kid is driving his Lamborghini to his mitzvah. Okay. All this video is going to do is play in the place before he walks in the room. This is his entrance video into the mitzvah.
I've never seen as much money spent on bar mitzvahs or bat mitzvahs.
They don't fuck around, bro.
They do.
They take that shit seriously, like, and they go all out. Yeah, they spend fucking money. I'll tell you, they like to party, they like to drink, and they like to eat. And they like to have a good fucking time. You know, and budget is not an option when those things are involved.
Budget, what?
Yeah, out the door.
Oh, I mean, I've been to some amazing Jewish weddings and bar mitzvahs, and Jewish people, man, they love the party. They love to have a good time and eat and drink.
When I was living in Philly, right, my friend heard that they spend tons of money. So my friend, wait till you hear this one. My friend decides he's going to go and invite himself to a bar mitzvah party, right? Yeah. In the mind, thinking what swag he can yank to sell, right? So we see the guy the next day. This fucking guy has a trunk full of shit from this bar mitzvah. He took the glasses. He took the tablecloths, because the cloth was like some silk crazy shit. I don't know how he got it. This guy had glasses. Guys, this guy had a whole entire trunk. He had an S550, a big trunk, full of stuff from this bar. Guys, look what I got. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, dude, the gift bags to leave? Yeah. I mean, they got like, you know, like all the guest names like on bathrobes by the back door to leave. I mean, just the gifts they get when they leave are like, wow.
So now, Bobby, this freaking idiot, he goes and tries to sell these glasses. He thinks they're just old. They're fucking crystal.
Wow.
So my friend wanted to crush them because he sold them, you know, as if they're just old or like some fancy like Louis Vuitton.
Not realizing what he's got.
Here it's freaking crystal. Our friend finds out. Boy, was that a bad day for him. But keep going. Sorry. It was just it popped in my head, and I just remember this fat guy named Sal coming in. I mean, when I tell you big, like this.
Yeah.
Big cigarette in his mouth.
I've been doing a lot of those lately. I work with the other company there, Suzanne Delaware Studios, that studio company.
Yeah, that's great. I want to get to that.
And we do a lot of high-end events, you know. I met her dad a long time ago. We started talking, and you know, he wanted to bring that big production look to some of these, you know, big budget things. And, you know, like I said, this little entrance video. This is just going to play when the kid walks in the room.
That's crazy.
That's all it's going to do, you know? And it's a massive production with stunt drivers and by closing down streets in Miami and cops.
I've seen ones like they'll be like, you know, whatever the theme is, right? There's a theme to all of them. And I'd be like, and coming up on stage now, Rick Ross. And you're like, what the fuck? This is a birthday party, and Rick Ross is out there doing the whole fucking thing. You're like,
yeah, that's right. I went.
They hire basketball players to just come out there for photo ops, you know, like a meet and greet, you know.
Yeah,
they're all about trying to bring celebrities out there.
I went to a pole, like, you know, like the Polo in Wellington. It's huge. Yeah. Like you have to be a gazillionaire to be over there in Wellington. You know, these polo guys, they're loaded. So he came in. He's like the top polo guy. So I was invited to his birthday party. So we go there. Now, this is polo people, right? You know, they don't say fuck. They don't do, they're not really, you know, they're proper, kind of. Guess who shows up at this kid's birthday party? Fucking Tory Lanez. I couldn't believe it. And he goes, he says, right, he goes.
That's right. You're telling me that.
Yeah, he goes, I'm not going to swear, all right? All right? I'm not going to swear, I promise. I ain't going to swear. I ain't going to swear. And he did like 15 minutes, 8 minutes, and he was out. He probably got 50 G's for that 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe it because they wouldn't tell anybody who was coming on. And when I saw Tory Lanez, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could see all like the, you know, like all the snobs with their nose like this, you know, you have a rapper in here, blah, 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 you know what I mean? But the kids,
I've seen Flo Rida at about a bar mitzvah, you know.
Fuck yeah, you get paid.
I get paid.
Now, So when you set up this video shoot that you're going to do with Pitbull, one of the bigger ones that we're discussing. So now everything's laid out. He shows up at the end.
No. He actually that day, depending on how much parts he has in the video, he'll show up for a certain. But Pitbull's a workaholic. I mean, that day, I remember he showed up. He's like, "Okay, Bobby, I got to do some scenes, but I got to dip. I got to go do record stuff, and then I'll come back." It's like so he's gonna come in, moving. Do a few scenes. He's gonna get in the car. He's gonna go. He's got to do some vocal drops, and then he's gonna come back.
Yeah, I always ask that because I'm always so curious how the ones that stand the test of time, their work ethics. So that's why I'm like I keep hitting you with the questions because like that's crazy.
He might be there for a little bit of time, but if he's supposed to be there at 3, he's gonna be there at 3. He's not going to show up at 5 or 6. He'll be there exactly the time he says, and he'll leave the exact time he wants to leave.
Yeah, I always wondered that too, because sometimes you just feel like some of these guys, they get big heads, they get big time.
Yeah, there are.
I show up when I want to. Fuck, I'm done shooting. I don't, but that's.
And he's going to bring his own wardrobe guy, his own wardrobe. He's really easy. He comes in like 2 or 3 people. He comes in, he gets dressed. What do you want me to do? Where's my scene? Bam, 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 boom. I'm out the door.
Not like a 37 people entourage.
No.
And that makes it so much easier.
He comes in really slim, just the main people he needs around him. He's not there to socialize. He's there to work and go home.
Or go do more work.
And go do more work. He's all about which is great. Because you don't get a lot of that. Just oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. We need Or
I need purple M&Ms. I know a guy that. He had to have red M&Ms. I know one that had to have gummy bears.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah. Which is fine. Bring it yourself.
Yeah. Tell your driver to stop in the fucking way.
Why don't you have it?
It's like you can't buy it.
Exactly.
Right?
Why don't you got a box of that shit in the car with you?
Now, you saved a lot of people that were in the doghouse. You worked with Enrique Iglesias, right?
No, I never worked with him.
I thought you worked with him.
Not Enrique Iglesias.
You never ever. It's on your website.
Enrique Iglesias?
Yeah.
On my website.
Okay. Well, now I'm blind. I'll skip that one.
Maybe it was another Enrique.
No.
Yeah, maybe it was another Enrique. No, I thought you did.
No.
But you worked with a lot of other people. What are some other artists you did?
A lot of Latin
videos?
artists, yeah.
Yeah, Latin. What are some
like Elvis Crespo's a really big one. I worked with Leslie Grace, who recently became Batgirl, right? She became Batgirl.
Fuck, I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
What a switch, huh?
Yeah. I did a big 50s remix song with her. She did that whole what was that song? Oh my God, it's a really popular song. It's a really popular Spanish, English song, and she flipped it to Spanish. That go scroll down. Let me see where they keep going down. Then
I love this song, by the way. I used to play this song over and over in my car driving past the beach.
I worked with Marley. I worked with Akon. Keep going. Where's Leslie? There's Elvis Crespo.
How was Akon? Pure.
Oh yeah, be my baby, be my little baby. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking bad.
That's what we did with her. Yeah, she was a blessing to work with too.
How was Akon?
Akon was really easy. He was once again a really easy artist. Some of these veterans that have been around just are no headaches. They're really easy. In fact, we just did an Elvis Crespo video, with some other. Actually, he just passed it right there. Right there. Yeah, with Límite 21. We just did that video. Elvis was gonna do another video with some younger artists, and the headache involved with doing a video of those artists, he just scratched the whole project and did it with these guys because
it's too much bullshit. Right?
It's like, how do you guys even make it in this business anymore? It's like, you look at the older artists, the guys that have been around, and not like massively old. You're not talking about like 70, 80-year-old guys like what's his face, Paul Young, complaining and shit. Fucking, I'm talking like 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah,
that just have this work ethic. Then that's why they're celebrities. That's why they're stars, because they didn't wait for someone to open doors for them. They made their own moves. South Florida's full of artists waiting for a label to make them a star. Well, hurry up and wait. I can give you a list as long as my arm of fantastic kick-ass rappers and artists that I remember from back then. Where are they now? I don't know. I'll tell you where they're not. They didn't get anywhere because they didn't understand that your career is your business, that you make your career. A manager manages your career, doesn't create one for you. He manages the one you have. And if you don't have one, I got nothing to fucking do. You got to go out there and give me something to do. You got to go out there and manage your own career. You got to make yourself a star, and that's what I learned with Pitbull. No one made Pitbull. Nobody made Pitbull but Pitbull. You know, when he wanted to get on the Mario Lopez show or go to spring break in Cancun, he made the phone calls. That wasn't a label. That was him making the phone calls, getting his ass booked over there.
Him hunting them down, harassing.
Because if not, he'd never get on these shows.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one making the calls. Labels got bigger artists they're worried about. You know, Pitt's a great artist, but you're not an A-lister to them. You know, you're not
on that level.
You're not Taylor Swift. You're not 19 years old and making me billions of fucking dollars. You're still a fantastic artist, but they'll go to town. If Pitt, you want to get to spring break, you're gonna have to make the call, and he's gonna make the calls. He's got no fucking problem doing it. You know, and he's gonna get there, and you're gonna see him there. So when you see Pitt, know that he's the one that made himself happen there. No one got him there. He's probably the one who got him into that spot.
And artists listening, wouldn't you recommend that they make the call as well? Because then it's them talking to the person, even if it's 77 layers, right?
When Pitt first started out, I remember people was like, oh yeah, we're going to go talk to that guy in New York for you. Like, I already did. I already went. I already got back. I already went to New York, talked to the guy, and came back. You still haven't even got on the fucking phone with him.
Because he probably doesn't even know who the fuck it is. Because I know in this little podcast thing before I met AJ, if I wanted you or you, 9 times out of 10, there's 30 layers that you don't even know that are there. So there's Jim here. Jim doesn't even know you. He don't even know what you look like. Mm-hmm. And he says, oh, yeah, let me see if Bobby can come in or Donavan can come in. Then Jim calls Tim, who calls Tom, who calls Rob. And finally, the one at the end, Donavan, after the 9 people, they actually know you. And Donavan says, hey, Bobby, do you want to come on MSCS? And you said, yeah, I'll come on for such and such. And then he tells this guy. And by the time it's back to me, there's 200,000, it's top, you know. But when you, even for an artist in that situation, calling direct, there's no one that you have to pay, right? Because you're making the call if you're coming out. So when you were talking about these artists that get stuck, so talented, but they get stuck. They're not a go-getter like Pitbull was, right?
Well, the good thing about people like Pitbull as well, too, is Pitbull's a well-rounded artist. Pitbull's not, because you'll find an artist that's really good at rapping, but he's horrible with people. He's just, he's just got horrible people skills, or he's not good on camera, or he's fantastic at that stuff, but he's not this great at this, or he's fantastic at all that, but doesn't know the business, so he's like, I want all the publishing, you know what I'm saying? So to find an artist that gets the business, understands it, is a good people person, and can rap and has skills, that's like hard to find. That can cover all those bounds, So when you got someone like that, yeah, you're going to make it, because he can cover all the bounds. He's a great rapper. He's a great people person. I mean, 90%, I would say most of Pitbull's career has been about the fact he's a great people person. You can't help but love him. This guy came down to film the Fast and the Furious movie. And this is back when Pitbull was like, fucking running around in fucking wife beaters and shit. They became like best friends, and he ended up having a track on the movie and shit, It's like, he's just a people guy. You just can't help but like him, He's just very personable and, he got the gift of gab as well as being a really good artist and knows how to jump on hits. And he's got a good recipe. He knows what works,
And sticks to what works.
And he sticks with what works. And that's his brand, that's his style. And he's happy to be the party man now. Like I said before, I'm not up now. He's like, I'm fucking the party man. Look at my bank account, bro. I'm the fucking party man. Yeah. He's got an ear-to-ear smile right now everywhere he goes.
But these artists that are so talented and so good, but didn't put the work in or were waiting, like you said, you keep waiting. What would you have recommended to just keep creating content, put it on YouTube, Spotify, whatever it may be?
I'll give you
what would you recommend if somebody's watching that in that situation?
I'll give you a great story. A long time ago, I did a whole little documentary on Pitbull, and I talked to a lot of people that came up with him. And I remember going to talk to DJ Laz, because DJ Laz really is the one that first started breaking his records on the air on Power 96 and stuff. And DJ Laz said, a lot of people would come to me and go, I'm a rapper, I'm this and that, I got this song. And, Laz like, yeah, no problem. I'll give you a shot. Just show up at the studio tomorrow morning, bring me something, and we'll talk. Pitbull's the only guy that ever showed up.
No shit.
Pitbull's the guy that showed up in the morning and brought him a CD. And if Laz was like, I like it, but he'll come back tomorrow with another one.
Podcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Tear into a can of the meanest energy drink on the planet, Monster Energy. It's the ideal combo of the right ingredients in the right proportion to deliver a big bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster packs a powerful punch, has a smooth, easy drinking flavor. Athletes, musicians, co-eds, road warriors, metalheads, geeks, hipsters, and bikers dig it. You will too. Monster Energy is more than just the green OG. Monster has Monster Ultra, Juice Monster, Monster Hydro, Rehab Monster, Dragon Tea, Monster Max, Muscle Monster, and many more. Buy on Amazon, buy on Walmart, or go to monsterenergy.com and believe me, you'll find a place. Unleash the beast. Monster Energy.
Nobody else ever showed up.
There you go.
Why is Pitbull on the radio? He fucking showed up.
He showed up.
What's the point of talking to this guy and say, if you're not willing to even go and show up at the station? That little thing. That's all he had to do was get there. And he kept bringing Lav's music until finally Lav's, I fucking like this song. And here we are. Because Lav will tell you, he showed up. That was the big secret.
and he never gave up.
He never gave up. He never gave up and showed up.
And the more you hated him, the more he loved them. He was constantly thanking the haters. You know, at the end of every show, I want to thank the first person he fucking thanked. The first person. I want to thank the haters.
Yeah.
You know?
Donovan, do you know anything about these 360 deals? Do you know anything about them?
No.
I've asked a few. I'm sure. Can you explain to me what a 360 deal is?
Well, from my knowledge of 360 deals, basically, because back in the day, labels really made more money off the record sales and artists made more money off tours and merchandise sales, On the 360 deal, now they get a piece of everything. Now, instead of you getting the 70-30 you used to get for performances, now it's 50-50 all the way around.
Oh.
Now everybody's getting a piece of everything. Now it's not like you go on tour, make a ton of fucking money, and your record don't sell shit.
Right, because before that's how it used to be, right?
Think of the Ozzy days.
Yeah.
Think of the old rock days. These guys were selling out arenas and didn't have a top 10 record.
Right.
It
was all tour money.
It's all tour money. They were selling albums, but they're not getting any play, and they're selling out fucking stadiums. It's full of people showing up, and they don't even got a top 100 song. I mean, Ozzy didn't get a top 10 song till like he was like 50.
I think he didn't get one until I was alive.
Yeah, he had a whole career, and he still didn't have,
Hey, Donovan, show us a little performance while we get a little video up and ready.
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna break something in here.
We have lifetime warranty. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So, throughout training Kung Fu, I've been always searching for weapons or Kung Fu uniforms or something that would last, that wouldn't fall apart. So, I've gone through so many different lightsabers. I love the ones at Disney and everything, but I wanted something that wasn't so bulky and something I can really use. And so, yeah, this one that I brought, I was going to show you guys. This one from Maz Sabers, actually. This thing's awesome. This right here.
Yeah, I got you in a wide shot.
There we go. Cool. All right. So what's cool is that you don't have to just choose one color. It changes color. It has different sounds. It's rechargeable, and you don't even have to push the button to turn it on. You can just give it a little love, and the sound is amazing. Feels good.
How do you switch the colors?
By holding the button down, you can do 1, 2, 3, and it just starts cycling through the colors. So then you just stop it, and right now I'm pink. So yeah, it's just awesome. You can get 2 of them and put them together, make a staff, and like this video, I'm with like a double spear staff.
Yeah, I'm
so.
gonna play that quick. Because you slow mode this too here. I don't see it. Let's pull it up here quick.
That is
in the
cool.
Crazy days. I actually, the guy that plays Darth Maul, Ray Park, I studied his butterfly kick. That's what that is.
I was just gonna say, how did you?
Play that again, Rob.
Hold on.
You got to watch that a few times to really catch that.
Hold
shit.
on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, I really just studied how he did it, and I actually messaged him on Instagram, and he replied. Like, he was,
I wish we had that triple nunchuck video. That you
Wow.
oh, I think I did send it.
Yeah.
It's a 3-sectional staff versus spear. That's just me showing off and flipping around and stuff.
Pull up the website.
Look at that collection of weapons in that shop back there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kung Fu is quite the arsenal.
Which one is it today, Donovan?
101 ways to kill.
How
somebody.
long did it take you to, I guess?
He did it since he was 6.
I mean, I guess you're always learning something new, right? They always
Yeah.
say, but like to almost master what you're doing. How long did that process take to get to where you're doing these crazy shit?
I mean, I still practice, but I would just do it every day when I was a kid. I would even meditate for hours when I was a kid. I was pretty weird, but
yeah, but
Look, it was funny because you remember telling me a story about how he trained in Kung Fu, like in Miami and stuff, and then when you hooked up with Sifu, he basically, he knew all these forms, but he basically cleaned it all up for him, and basically like you know them, but you need to like perfect them, you know. And
You
he basically
tweaked it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's an art of self-mastery, like I said earlier. It's just and you know, it's Kung Fu can really empower you, but it can also bring out a lot of ego, you know, and kind of make people arrogant, like Anakin Skywalker, you know. It just happens, and
it could also be therapy too, right?
Definitely. It can change people for the better, you know. It really can. It's like I said, it's a healing art. So I love it when people are respectful and kind, but keeping humility. Like we were talking about with Pitbull and everything, just having someone that gets to mastery, but they're still balanced with humility. That to me is a strength. That's the strength to change, to evolve, and that's something. If you master something and you're I'm perfect, you know.
Well, that's what humility is. Humility is just someone who's still learning.
Yeah, you're teachable. Yeah,
because if you lose humility, then you can never learn, right?
Yeah. So like, you know, when I'm teaching kids, like that's my focus is their character.
So cool.
You know,
you're probably saving more kids than you know out of fucking
man. I've got kids that started when they were 4. They're like in college. I'm older than I look, and it's amazing. They look back at these programs that we did when we were little, and they were little at least then. It's been a really cool life, and being able to teach all over the world. I've taught in
congratulations,
Los Angeles and Colorado, and been to India and.
Take me through the website. Take me through everything on here. So if somebody wants to get involved.
Well, this is galacticsaberacademy.com.
We actually have the entire first course on YouTube. Like right there, it says free classes on YouTube. If you click there, it takes you right to the entire YouTube page. And we have the entire first course there, the cadet course. And you can actually learn all the basics. Yeah. With that YouTube channel.
Oh my God, this picture.
That's a badass picture. That's a badass picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that picture. In fact, if you click on that that little warrior where it says warrior right there.
Yep.
Yeah, click on warrior so we can see the warrior that is
blow that up, Rob.
Master Donavan.
Yeah, in this program they do call me Master Donavan.
Damn, with one hand?
Yeah, I learned that when I was 7.
So if you're listening to this, he's taking. You need to watch this. When you get back, watch it. Right, right, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're doing with this thing is crazy.
And you can see you sweating, so it's a workout, man. I can see you sweating a little bit there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing gets me like sweaty.
I love the behind the neck thing. That's what I love. When he does the behind the neck thing, I love that.
I think I bust a butterfly. Yeah, right.
Yeah, there it is.
See, but that's the type of stuff right there. I think look at what you're doing, and it's awesome that you're teaching kids this. It's like this is like stuff that they should have in school for some of these kids. You know,
right? I mean, I did do years of after-school programs and stuff too with kids, and it's.
But there's so much like made about bullying and stuff, and it's like,
well, I'll be happy
outlets for kids to do stuff,
build up their confidence.
I mean, I'll be happy to go there. You know, it's like when I was in high school. You know, I mean, my high school, Hialeah High School had metal shop, had wood shop, it had home ec. It had orchestra, it had band, it had chorus, okay? We had an automotive thing. We had a bus that would take you to the airport so you can go to George T. Baker Aviation and learn aviation mechanics. And that's why we had no shootings back then. Kids were too fucking busy.
That's what I'm saying.
Kids had shit to do. Now kids have fucking nothing. You took away all the fun. Yep. You took away everything enjoyable and made this horrible humdrum school that no one wants to fucking be in. Ain't nothing to fucking do. Nothing.
Pull up Donovan's Instagram before he's got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Or those pictures or whatever you have up there.
Yeah.
So Donavan gives us things to do.
Yeah. Anything you want Rob to pull, Donavan?
Well, the one I wanted to show you was the video from before, archery, steel drums. Yeah, it was that one. So we already got that, but there are some. I think you guys got some stuff of me teaching classes and
that weapon. Look at that weapon. Cool. Look at that weapon to the left there. What? Look at this. Look at that.
That is a dragon, man.
It's like killing you in 8 different fucking ways. Look at that. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
I bet look at that thing.
I bet Rick Prado from the CIA, he might have some use for that back in the day.
That's like how you fight Aquaman.
Hey, Bobby, you liked it.
I liked it. Of course I liked it.
But go to the other, not Instagram, but just the pictures. You got my other stuff up there somewhere.
Like in the India picture?
Yeah, this one's at the Shaolin Temple. So a lot of what I offer in the program, there's so many different swords. There's straight swords, there's broadswords, there's double sabers, there's, hook swords. There's everything. So I'm kind of collecting all of these different styles and different weapons and stuff and putting them into the Star Wars program. So it's a lot of creative freedom on my part, which I love. I'm just like making my own forms. And then there's more. This was back in Miami, and so there we go. So I want a class like this where I've got about 500 students.
Yeah.
You can go over to the next one. Imagine everyone with a lightsaber.
Yeah, imagine
not
all
smacking
those
each
people
other.
with lightsabers.
We did like a Tai Chi form here, meditation, Qigong, and so that's our goal. We want to see, a group of people practicing an art in unison, and like really. I think there's just so much power. You're going to see it in space.
It's funny because
From Mars.
whenever we get new students, they don't know what to expect, and they come to class and they learn that they are learning real martial arts, and it's like, this is really cool. It's like when they realize that we're just not like just banging around sticks with each other, that it's like they really respect it, and they really kind of get a feel for what they're learning.
Oh, there's actually a combat. If you go back to my Instagram, there's this. Me and one of the students are actually. That's it right there.
Yeah, down right there.
Right here. Click on that one.
Yeah, click on that one.
Just so it's not just swinging. I do teach.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Jeez. Okay, Donovan.
That's some quick shit.
If I see you with that stick, I'm not coming near you.
Yeah. Well, my student, that kid's only been my student for maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, that was our first student.
Yeah.
He's pretty damn defensive, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That was our first student.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Nate, who also has his own, like a YouTube channel. and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah. He's
like-
really big into the Star Wars
That's
stuff.
cool, man. So you worked with a lot of branding. Like you went to branding because in 2001, you kind of moved a little bit away from the music. Is that right? And more into film.
And it was funny because in the video world, it was a lot easier to transition because of the music world. Because of my understanding of music, it made it so much easier to transition to video. And like I talked to Lou and some of the guys in Universal Music, and they all tell me, it's like, video was your thing, bro. Video was your thing because the way that, since I understand music and making it work with video, it's like, that was my thing. Having that background before really is what made me much better at the video business.
When did it click that was your niche? Like that was your love? Like you loved the music, but the film maybe was really your love.
Well, I always liked it when I was like young and stuff. I remember like in high school and after high school, I just did some acting stuff, and I was actually on a couple episodes of 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp back then.
Fuck
They did a whole spring break episode down here.
Imagine the pussy he got. That imagine that every girl that I went over to her house, that picture was on her wall.
A great story back then. It was during production. Peter DeLuise and Johnny Depp and I forgot who else was in the cast. They were going to some little bar in the Gables, and I kind of hit it off with Johnny because I was just feeding him cigarettes all the fucking time. He's a massive chain smoker, and he's like, hey, he goes, and like, there you go. And then because of it, sometimes like, hey, you make sure you put him behind me in the scene so I come out as an extra, So I got some good extra spots thanks to passing him cigarettes. That's awesome. We went to some bar down south, and it was like just like I said, it was Peter DeLuise, him, and a couple other people, and just a few people we invited. And I remember like. A couple people walk up to him and go, "Are you Johnny Depp?" And he's like, "No, but everyone says I look just like him." That's how he got away with it back then.
I think he's in the top 5 best actors ever. How can you go from Pirates of the Caribbean to Donnie Brasco to Black Mass, back to Pirates of the Caribbean, back to
even before that, we did Nick of Time.
Yeah, Nick of Time.
He had a lot of great like smaller role movies, but they were really, really good.
Fucking good. How about the one when he was a book writer?
Yeah,
like in the middle of nowhere.
Silent was it something window? It was
Secret Window. And you were like, Johnny Depp is in this?
Oh, and the Sleepy Hollow, and I love Sleepy Hollow. One of my favorite Johnny Depp movies is Sleepy Hollow.
You know what I like the best about him? He doesn't give a fuck. He does his movie, and he goes and parties, cleans up for the movie, looks like $1 million, goes and lives his life with the rock band, badass. And then that dirty bitch tried to fuck him. He had some killer lawyers in that.
Actually, my girl's dad worked on his pirate boat.
Really?
Yeah, because he works on boats and stuff, and he actually does some work on his pirate boat.
I've never heard one bad thing about him.
Me neither.
And when what's her name tried to take him,
yeah.
everybody stuck up for him.
And I look at him now. He's like, Now they're throwing mad money him to come back to the movie.
like
Oh, yeah.
triple.
You know,
Yeah, they're like, so something went wrong. You didn't want me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Who are you going to replace me with?
Yeah.
Let's see the numbers that does. Instead of that $250 million you paid me, if you want me, I want $500 now.
Yeah, you can't have it without him in it.
Oh,
It's like-
hell no.
no,
Even if he was convicted, I'd still have him. Wouldn't
because people watch the movies now and they're not really that great anymore. But you still love the Johnny Depp parts of it.
Yeah.
you?
you
Yeah.
know? They're not, the new ones
not
are
burnout.
yeah. It's like
How many fucking can you make?
how many fucking dead ghost shit are you gonna run into? It's like, oh, what more dead pirate ghosts? Ooh, what a concept! The ideas are just flowing out of Hollywood.
But we watch it just because we want to see Johnny Depp go crazy and act nuts, even
like
though it's
that-
not even really that great.
Historically alone, there's thousands of fucking pirate stories.
Yeah.
You guys can't pull off one of those. You got to keep going back to the ghost pirates and more ghost pirates
But it would be
and more
like
ghost pirates.
it would be like having Rocky without Sylvester Stallone. Like, how can
Yeah.
you do Rocky without Sly? He is Rocky. You can't do it. That's
Yeah.
the whole basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did Creed, but
Now, it's nothing bad because I love him. One of my favorite movies ever is Donnie Brasco.
Yeah.
I think that is the best dictation of that life ever. All this other shit's bullshit.
Oh, and if you really want Fear and Loathing. I mean, him and Fear and Loathing.
Oh, there's
That
just so
was
many.
just-
I can't even
Yeah.
think of a bad one.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny 'cause he's so versatile. It's not like he sticks to one genre. It's not like Robert De Niro, who's like playing Robert De Niro in every fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? That's all he does is play Robert De Niro. He plays different roles. I mean, he's just a very versatile guy. Even Brad Pitt. I love Brad Pitt.
Love Brad Pitt too.
I
Girl
love.
drove him nuts. Angelina Jolie.
She should never have left
Well,
Jennifer Aniston.
never
Is she
should've.
not like the world's greatest babe?
She's
To this
just-
very day, she's
she's
like
just the perfect girl.
Yeah.
number one.
She's like everybody's perfect. You just want that perfect. She's just everything about her is just like pristine.
Okay,
She's-
but let's take Jennifer Aniston, right? Very nice, kind. You're not tying her up. I don't think anything like that.
Aging amazingly. She's
Aging
just
amazingly.
Beautiful.
But then you do Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Angelina Jolie, a freak. Okay, so now you have Angelina Jolie
Two
at
different-
her top. She's a 10 in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You got Brad Pitt. He's still a 10, right? They're together. Now, Angelina Jolie's a freak.
But you know what?
Next thing you know, Brad Pitt's got 6 kids that are from different countries. So the only way that a guy allows that to happen is in the bedroom, it must be okay. Because for him to be like, oh, another kid? Okay, honey, that must be some good shit.
I mean, call me crazy, but I've never seen the fascination of Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it to me at all. I mean, yeah, she's like bony as bony can be.
Just a mystery.
It's just a face. She's just got a really pretty face and big. But other than that, like those shoulders, like she's just very. I mean, I don't see the
I
personal
agree.
attraction to her.
I agree.
You know what I couldn't believe?
God bless her for the success she's had and being the heartthrob. But I just wouldn't look at her twice at a club.
I couldn't believe who her dad was. I couldn't believe who her dad was.
Yeah, who is her dad? Hers I know he's a big name old actor, right?
It's going to drive me nuts. You never would think it was him.
I'll look it up in a
If-
second. I know. I can't.
Yeah, if
God
you-
dang it.
It's an old actor.
Yeah, he's an older actor. Very kind of like properish. You wouldn't think. You don't see
I'm
that.
trying to think. It's a guy that George Costanza bought a car from. it was the actor that George Costanza. Yeah, John Voight. That's
John
what.
Voight.
Yeah, George Costanza apparently bought a car from John Voight at one of the episodes.
Now, if you didn't know and
Yeah.
you weren't in the
You would never
industry,
think.
you would never think that, right?
No, never thinking of movie.
Now, what I think is, what did you do for Nickelodeon?
For Nickelodeon,
Yeah,
we did a whole like thing with DJ Khaled for Nickelodeon.
Did it? What was it?
It
DJ
was
Khaled.
what was it? It was
His
it was
Snapchats were the fucking best. He used.
it was for the it was for the Nick Awards that they did him I think in South Florida. We did a whole bunch of promo videos with him with Nickelodeon out there.
How massive was that?
That was pretty cool, and it's pretty cool how far Khaled's gotten.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember filming Khaled back in the EDR days in the studio with his shirt off and his hairy back there DJing, and dude, that guy is fucking hairy. I mean, I've never seen the guy without a t-shirt on, but holy shit!
What made him
But-
pop?
You know what? Khaled is a great people person, and he was on a station for a very long time, and he met a lot of big artists.
Networking.
And he was just a great networking person, and he cashed in a shitload of favors. Because think of his records. They're just all some producer, some massive beat, and some big name artist that's on there really as a favor to Khaled, because he had such a great relationship through EDR with all these artists and was able to pull off these massive albums with like all these A-list artists, and just going there and just we the best. That's all he had.
Yeah,
to say,
yeah,
"We the
another
best."
one.
But he knew how to put people together and how to build a production and how to get things that he wanted done. And hey, God bless him once again. Made a huge brand for himself off a little radio job at EDR. He's just a fucking radio jock at EDR. You know, that's all he, and spawned off an amazing career.
So now when Khaled does a video with Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Ludacris, he's not paying any of them?
Those artists?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they're getting paid. Well, a lot. I don't want to say for all of them because I'm sure they all work differently, But they're getting paid for their time. They're getting paid for their wardrobe. They're getting paid their flights. They're getting paid all the travel, all the expenses, and they're on the record, so they're getting publishing off the record.
On the residuals, right?
Yeah, they're getting residuals and publishing off the record that they're on.
Because when you see those names, a Bieber, a Brown, Alsina when he was killing it before he got sick, August Alsina, all the ones he's done, just monsters.
Well, the industry really changed massively with urban music and hip hop and everything like that. I mean, you just think of the 80s rock days and the 90s rock with Nirvana, and you had all these bands with their fucking egos and we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that. And then you got this brand new music and they're willing to do fucking anything for a buck, and they'll do things with other artists and features, and we don't even got to go on tour together. You got to release a record. It's a fucking dream to the record label. No more of this bullshit headaches of these bands and their problems, Bring it on. And it really created a brand new market where artists can be on different records and not have to worry about going on tour or not have to worry about doing performances together, because it's really about the strength of the record, And so they basically get to do a lot of features on music videos. And how bad is that? Oh, I get to come to Miami and hang out in a hotel room and spend the day at the beach and do a video with Khaled. Oh, poor baby.
But from the outside looking in, when you see a Bieber, you're like, okay, he's $500,000. You see Breezy, you figure he's $250,000. You look at it and you think, off the rip, that's a $3 million video just in the guest or the artist.
Well, the concepts have to be there.
Yeah.
Because now you're talking about some big names.
Yeah.
And the looks have to be there. You're talking about wardrobe and makeup and hair and, their trailers and just to care. Just the artists care because, they deserve it. They're the big name, so you just can't bring them in and, stick them in the back of a fucking SUV until it's time to go on camera,
Yeah. Hey, Chris, go in the back in the back RV. Hey, Drake, you too.
Yeah, exactly,
There's some water in the fridge if you want it.
Yeah, they're all going to want their space, and they all want their flavor, and they want their look to be reflective of them, You can't bring J-Lo on a shoot and not have her stylist, not have her people that make J-Lo J-Lo. You got to bring her people, and that gets expensive.
The first time I saw that cross was that it was Nelly and Tim McGraw.
Oh, yeah.
And it crushed.
He's still doing country now.
Yeah, and it crushed. Yeah. Remember that song?
Yeah.
I forget how it went, but it crushed. It was #1 forever.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I noticed, rapper R&B with country and shit.
And that's those artists realizing that there's a market there, and if I could do a feature with this artist,
Yeah, if you get in with the country boys,
it's kind of like it kind of works both ways in the sense,
Yeah.
Like I'm sure doing as a younger artist doing a video with Pitbull is an amazing experience, but again, it's also humbling for Pitbull as an artist with his doing something with this younger talent, that kind of keeps him relevant as well. So it's kind of a give back in that sense to both artists because they're both kind of like humbled at the experience in a sense,
And not necessarily with Pitbull because he's going to work to death anyway, but somebody else, maybe that younger person they work with, they're like, oh shit, I got to stay on top of my game because I see what's coming up.
Yeah, and then you basically, it's almost like a mentorship, It's almost like you're seeing how this person you might have looked up to works for a living.
Do you think now, Pitbull's still relevant? Everyone knows his name. He's still amazing. Like now, is it like Bad Bunny, he's like the guy now? Are they the younger guys, or what do you think?
Pitbull's very fortunate that Pitbull can bounce back from the Hispanic market to the English market and not miss a beat.
He's got it fucking made.
Yeah. He could put out records in the Spanish market, put out records in the English market, which was like a thing for a while. Remember, like Ricky Martin and Jay, they were putting out English records and Spanish records, and Enrique Iglesias, the same kind of thing. Pitbull can bounce back. Pitbull can feature with American artists. Pitbull can feature with country artists. Pitbull can feature with international artists. Yeah.
Any big event you hear him. Super Bowl, anything.
Yeah.
Fucking even the Olympics.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's the party man.
Now, this is going to throw you off. Talk about diverse. What did you do for Royal Caribbean? You went, I mean, fuck. This guy's got, he's got fucking light sticks. He's got this. He's got that. You're doing everything.
Not
Bob.
much. I worked with a production company that was doing some interactive video stuff for Royal Caribbean to promote the ship. So basically, we invented this go-kart experience because they got the Royal Caribbean ship now. It's got the go-kart racing track on top of the ship. Have you seen that shit?
No.
Yeah.
They got a go-kart on.
Oh, yeah.
You saw
Yeah,
that?
they got go-kart racing on top of the fucking ship.
That's pretty cool.
They got a whole track there.
Well, I guess after a couple of them got stuck in the middle of the ocean, they had to fucking spice it up, right? Because you think, well, I get to play on the go-kart if I get stuck for 3 months.
So we brought one of the go-karts onto the set. It was during Super Bowl, actually, right before the COVID shut the entire city down. We brought a go-kart out to the set. And we simulated with a camera and a dolly move, basically. Actually, Gil Green, another huge director in South Florida, was the one who called me to help me work with the guy to put this together. And basically, we created like a fake experience where you're on the track. So you see a video of the race car thing, and then you see you doing this and the wind blowing, and it's almost like, you're in the experience. And
It's almost like a metaverse.
Yeah, we were giving these away as I guess Royal Caribbean was like promotional to people on all these like pre-football, pre-Super Bowl parties and stuff.
Still has more and more network.
Yeah.
You know?
I love Gil Green. Gil Green's an amazing guy. Gil Green, you should have Gil Green. He can tell you stories. He's worked with everybody in the hip hop industry,
Hell yeah.
and some serious budgets. Actually, recently he worked last year on the Bon Jovi Super Bowl video. He's the one that shot that down.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the preparation for a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
How many
The
takes you got to
logistics
do? Logistics alone, the security, all that shit.
Look, talking about Suzanne Delaware, the other photography company that I do work with.
How did you even lead into that? Because she's,
I met her dad. I met her dad a long time ago, when they were starting. He wanted to start getting into wedding videos and stuff. And there's this guy named Ray Roman, who's really big in the wedding industry. I mean, this guy kind of reinvented the wedding video and made it cinematic and made it something that you actually want to watch. So he started showing me these videos. I was like pretty fucking impressed. I'm like, damn, this is like really good shit for a wedding video. You think wedding videos, everybody has that tacky look to them. I'm like, holy shit, this is like an actual little mini movie. Ray Roman, this ex-firefighter, I believe he was, that picked up a Sony camera and was making like cinematic magic that was just blowing my mind. I'm like, I was like really impressed by it. So we kind of I'm like, yeah, I'll be more than happy to kind of work with you and kind of develop a look and style for this. And basically, I came in and kind of revamped the video world, and we've been doing monster stuff ever since. We shot the Wade's wedding with Gabrielle Union. We shot Kevin Hart's wedding. We shot what's her face? Amber Rose's wedding when she married what's his face? The other rapper.
I know. She,
Black and Yellow. What's his rapper? Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, when
Wiz
Amber Rose.
Khalifa.
Yeah, we did Amber Rose's wedding with Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
And it's just been a really interesting. I would never think that I would be cool with wedding, but when you're doing wedding videos with jibs, and 7 different angles, and and drones flying down at the couple and shit like that, it's a little more interesting and big budgets. I mean, these weddings are like, these people are spending $50,000-$100,000 on fucking flowers.
I know.
Just their flowers it was like $100,000.
How was Wiz?
Look, I did a fantastic, wonderful, not so long ago, great event. I did like 4 days in Key West, okay, for this guy who was celebrating his 50th birthday, his wedding anniversary, and I believe another his dad's birthday. Mad money. 4 days in Key West on the private island off the Keys. Have you seen this? I forget what it's called at the very moment. It's like a little private island right off Key West. It's got a whole bunch of like little cabana houses, and it's got some private residences. You got to take a little ferry to get there. This is where you had the party. He rented every house in the cabana.
Wow.
All the cabanas.
Not the
all of them.
The dry Tortugas, like down by there?
God, what's it? It's called Cape. It's called something Key. It's called, God, I can look it up for you really quick. It's right off the end of the Key West. It's right. They're beautiful little private island with little residences. He rented all the cabanas there for this thing, the 4 days. The first night, he had this huge Grateful Dead tribute band that played like 2 hours of Grateful Dead. On the last day, they brought in the Zac Brown Band.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Now, not just a Zac Brown Band, because you just can't bring the Zac Brown Band and give him, a couple guitars and a drum set. Zac Brown's tour,
The whole shebang.
everything. The entire stage, the guitars, the drum set, the audio, the lights, everything on this little island for a performance for 60 people. Because there's not more than 60 people in this private party. Okay? Just think of the logistics alone. Because not only are you bringing this, it's on a fucking island. You gotta
take a ferry to get
wheelers.
to-
You gotta get 18 wheelers on a ferry, take it to the island, unload that shit, set it up, build it, tear it down.
How do you get an 18-wheeler on a ferry?
They had some barge that
Ramp?
goes to the island. They had a barge.
Is
that
it
goes to the island.
Sunset Key? That
Sunset Key.
There it is right there.
That's Sunset Key.
Cottages.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely spectacular.
I bet it is.
You know?
Holy shit.
I've done a lot of videos, man. I've done a lot of videos. I've never been put up in a cabana in Sunset Key
What would you say
and
that,
treated like that.
Yeah.
that was the best?
You know, I'm like, yeah, we stayed in one of those. They all have private pools.
Wow.
We stayed on one of those. Yeah, we stayed on one of those properties. That looks just like the backyard of the pool we had.
Go back to that one. Go back. Look at that. How would you like that?
That's the way they had our crew there. That's where they had our crew. And we were there for 4 days.
Wow.
You know, that is the way you should treat your directors.
Yeah. I'd like to know what he does for a living.
Yeah.
You probably can't. Can you
But
tell me what he does for a living?
You know what? I don't know.
No.
I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what he
All we
Bitcoin.
know is
Bitcoin.
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 does. You know? I couldn't even tell you. I think he's from Chicago, if I remember correctly.
Well, good for him. Whatever it is, it's fucking working, right?
You know, but just to think that think how much money it wants to cost to
Yeah.
hire a Zac Brown band and bring them to your island to play for a good hour.
I can't imagine that conversation. It'd just be amazing. Like, hey, you want to come play for my wedding party? 60 people.
What do you think he dropped in that?
On just Zac Brown?
The thing in the whole entire thing.
She's got to be a few million. It's got to be
At minimum,
yeah,
right?
a minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the cabanas alone.
I was gonna say like 10 million, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because then you got the film crew, right? You got and
Photo,
crazy cameras,
video,
photo,
for the entire
video.
thing. Yeah,
And somebody's got
catering, food,
Oh.
tents, building tents for this stuff, tearing
That's,
it down.
that's not. Yeah, that's.
Then putting 18-wheelers on fucking ferries.
Oh, and merchandise, because the entire thing was supposed to. The entire theme of it was kind of like a like almost like a Woodstock, you know. So they had festival shirts and big giant blow-ups on the beach, and working with Suzanne, I have experienced some amazing shit.
That's awesome.
Refresh it and go to the homepage where the things. This is the coolest shit. This is the best ever.
Oh, the main video there?
Oh, it's the best. Where's it coming? Go to.
It probably loads, yeah, right, that thing.
It's when they're in a boat and they're like going across. Is right.
Poet once wrote that.
Is that the
love
Breakers?
is like
That's the
magic,
Breakers.
And it always will be.
These are our
love
drone
still
shots.
Remains life's
Yeah.
sweet mystery. Love works in
I love that
ways
guy's voice.
and
That rabbi?
Yeah.
strange
What a great voice
It
that
fits.
rabbi has.
Love
It fits.
cannot change. Love can
That was Trump
transform
Doral. That's Mar-a-Lago.
one's commonplace,
Mar-a-Lago, yeah.
Beauty and splendor.
That's
and
Mar-a-Lago.
sweetness and
No, sorry, that's the
grace.
Breakers.
Love is unselfish, understanding, and kind, for it sees with its heart and not with its mind.
Look at all those fucking.
Love is the answer that everyone seeks. Love is the language.
And Suzanne is what? She's the youngest.
Love
She's
can
young.
God,
She's young and she's
A celebrity from
widely known.
and love like pure magic is life's sweetest mystery.
Yeah,
Look
Fountain
at
Blue.
that.
That's the Fountain Blue.
Boom.
That was the Fountain Blue.
That's great.
That's Gabrielle Union walking down for her. That's Amber Rose.
Wiz Khalifa.
Everything white. They recarpeted the entire thing white, all the walls white and pink. That's Mar-a-Lago.
How cool is Wiz? There's
Kevin.
Kevin Hart. Yep.
Drone
Drone
shot.
shot. Yeah.
John Legend at Wade's
John
wedding.
Legend. There's Wade.
That's DJ. We just had him in Hawaii. But you just look at the pictures. Look at how crazy people get for
I
weddings.
love the edit, man.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
And you edited that?
Yeah, yeah. I cut everything.
See, that's near and dear to my heart. That's
I'm the
good
cutter.
stuff, man. Good stuff.
Sari and John, those are like Persian. What an amazing Persian wedding. I mean, Persians too. It's been outrageous amounts of money on weddings.
Go to just.com without the scenography, because that is my favorite part. It is so cool. When you see the fucking guy and the girl just floating her by. Well, look at this.
That
is the best.
The
I'm
picture-
sold. I'm sold.
The picture graphs, yeah.
Suzanne, I'm calling you. I'm sold. Just
Don't you love the picture graphs? Are amazing.
yeah.
Look at that.
That is so fucking good.
Yeah.
That is cool.
There's Hart again. And what software are you using to edit this?
Me, Premiere. I mostly use Premiere.
huh?
And they
Adobe
use-
Premiere.
obviously use Photoshop and stuff, But yeah. We do good
Now,
stuff.
being
We do
involved
crazy
with
stuff.
this with Suzanne, what would give me a time when it just went to shit, other than the one that you told me? Like a time when you went to do, whether it was a wedding, shoot, or whatever you're involved in, and things were just bad. How'd you handle it? I always wonder, because professionals like you, I like to know how you handle bad situations with like really powerful people or high up people.
Let me think of a good bad situation that might have occurred on set. I mean, I told you about, obviously that artists having their, moments. But for most part, I mean, bad moments don't really affect production in a sense, because you kind of work through them. Bad moments in a production is like something ran late or something broke. I was on a 7-Up shoot in Miami. I remember where they had these powerful lasers, okay, and one of the lasers went right into the red camera. Fried the fucking camera.
Now, if that's what I'm talking about, now what are you doing next?
Yeah, now you're taking a 2-hour hiatus while we go fetch another camera, because there was no other camera on set, so they had to rent one, go pick one up, and bring it back, and everybody's really on a hiatus till it gets here. Production is shut down. You can't shoot.
And you just
But what are the odds of that happening, though?
Yeah.
It's like no one's gonna have a spare, Alexa on set just in case something like this happens. But yeah, you just kind of like pack it up for a minute until it's time to be able to shoot again.
But you have a whole crew too, which kind of helps, I guess, right? I mean, it's not just there's not just one camera, so it's not when you're at this weddings, like you don't.
Oh no, not the weddings. On the weddings, you shoot like
you have
6,
a lot.
7 angles.
So even if something happened, one camera went down or something, you.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah,
on that situation,
so
yeah.
that's-
But like on a music video or TV production or the commercial shoot, we got one. You got one camera.
just got to work through it, right?
A ton of lenses, but you only got one camera. Something like that happens, you just got to work through it.
Now, when that went out, when the laser hit the damn red camera, I'm still cringing just at it. Were the people upset? Like, oh man, because
Well,
you're
yeah,
kinda running
you're
it.
talking about 100. There's like 7-Up. There's like $100,000.
That's what I mean.
And they're on the clock, and we got to stop now. Which means if you go into overtime, this is not a union state. So it's like you go into overtime, you gotta start paying everybody overtime, all those extras, all the people, basically.
So that's kind of one where you
Logistics,
just take the hit.
food.
Yeah.
Your shoot went over another 2 hours of 2 hours of doing nothing.
So
waiting for this camera
You
to
try
show up.
to escape a bad situation with still your reputation, no matter what it costs you.
Exactly.
Pretty much, right? Because it seems enough money or enough whatever can kind of smooth things.
The cool thing about production, and what I like about production and in the film business, is the people you work with are great. At least the people I've worked with. It's a very respectable business. It's a business where everybody says thank you, and everybody's very appreciative towards everything. I love that about production. I love that there's always someone ready to solve the problem, whatever the problem may be. You got an outfit malfunction. I need hair and makeup on. I need wardrobe on set. No problem. They come. It's like we need some gaffer. You got some gaff tape? It's like, I love that everybody's involved. Everybody's a team player. Everybody's focused on getting this thing done.
Awesome.
It's not like I got to get up again. No, everybody's ready to work. They're more than happy to work. And
that
work
gives,
as a team.
And then that gives everybody the confidence because, this guy's got your back, you got this guy's back.
Yeah.
And when you have that, then you all have each other. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
In a sense.
When we hire people, when we pick people for production, we pick them knowing they're going to get the job done. Knowing that we don't have to worry about them fucking off or disappearing. That's why you're being hired. That's why you're here, because I know you're reliable. I know you're good at what you do. I know you're going to bring good vibes to the production.
That's the only way to do it, and that's why it's so successful.
That's what I like about this business. You get a lot of good people like that.
Let's go through Suzanne. Pull Suzanne's side up again, and then we'll go through it, and then a couple others.
Suzanne's so funny because Suzanne's a great character, and I've known her for so long. But when I first started working with her, it's almost because she doesn't act like a kid. I never realized how young she was. You know, and I'm taking her to these like clubs to do these shoots, and she's like fucking 19. But she's like so humble. She's not saying a word. She's like, oh my God, it's amazing. You know, it's like, it's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. You know? And
She's
like,
very
okay?
mature
I'm like,
for her
well,
age.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing her into all these like these situations that she's like, but she's like so cool, and she's like, I got it together. And thinking back on it now, it's like, well, she really played it well.
Well, she did, right? Look what she's doing now.
And now she's definitely the superstar. You know, Suzanne is
so you guys are
a
doing
huge celebrity photographer.
weddings. Anybody who's doing a mitzvah, please definitely go here, right? Photo shoots.
And we're very fortunate to do a lot of high end weddings and a lot of high end events. And
Yeah,
she's built-
but you
she's
work
built
for
a
it. You guys work
reputation.
for that.
She's built a reputation that, you know, you get calls from these big planners, and you know, that they and once again, it's trust. It's trust. Like the Breakers. You guys know the Breakers. You were in Palm Beach.
I used to have an engineering firm, and the column in the Italian restaurant was going down.
You think they just let any photography company in the fucking Breakers?
Hell no. You know how much of a pain in the ass
Hell
it was to
no.
get a crane in there?
Hell no. They are very particular about who they let in and the planners and stuff, you know. So just getting in there is a mission, you know. So yeah, it's all about trust. They got to trust you. They got to feel that you bring a certain professionalism and look that works with the Breakers.
Now, with Suzanne, say it's a wedding, whatever it may be, do you go through a vetting process before you say, okay, we'll do it? Like what's the process if I'm getting married and I want you guys to do it? What would be the process for me to get
You got to go through her dad. You got to go through Winston.
Uh-oh.
The big
You got to go through the big dog,
the
huh?
big fun Jamaican. Her dad's like her dad's like the most lovable Jamaican guy you ever met in your life.
One of my best friends growing up was Jamaican.
Yeah.
He was cool as shit. Bob Marley, always in his fucking car.
Yeah. Yeah, Winston's one of a kind. I love Winston.
So you go, so it's vetted through that, and
Yeah.
then that's how you can get booked.
And then basically depending on the project they got and depending on how big it is, like, oh, Bobby, we're doing the Breakers. Oh, Bobby, we're doing the Celebrity. I need you there. Oh, Bobby, you know, depending where it is, if they call me or not, you know.
But will Suzanne just do like the average thing?
Oh, yeah, they do. You know, they do more modest jobs as well. You know, obviously, you know, but you know, obviously the bigger stuff they call me for
Yeah.
the bigger video jobs.
Well, you're the big guy. You're the big video guy.
when they want a crazy production like that. Yeah.
Now, you did a documentary on Dennis Rodman that hasn't
We
been
worked
out
on
yet.
we worked on a documentary.
Congratulations.
Me and AJ got together a long time ago. It was funny. I ran into AJ and Dennis at a strip joint. Where else, right?
Shocker.
Yeah,
Right?
Shocker. Dennis on a strip bar. How odd.
And AJ probably praying.
and we were talking about the fact that why isn't there any kind of documentary or anything on Dennis? You know, that there wasn't really anything out there. And I was working with a buddy of mine, Russell Lafreniere.
Lafreniere. French?
Yeah. Cool guy, really good guy. He produced a lot of jobs for me in the past. And we kind of started this idea of doing this, documentary with Dennis Rodman. And we started filming on our own. And then it started getting bigger, and they started bringing in bigger people, and then Russell started bringing in bigger people, and I forget who else. We brought in a couple of different directors, and eventually he got into Penny Marshall's hands because she's a huge basketball fan. And she knows Dennis, and they're good friends, So she got a lot of the big interviews. She got the big name interviews because, she's Penny Marshall. And because we got but it's still, it's still sitting in a can somewhere and has never been released.
What a shit. You're right, because you would think he would be one of the first ones you would do because the best defensive player I've ever seen, period. He did all the dirty work.
I started doing this because I wanted to get into the documentary world. I was kind of hoping to get documentary world a little bit. But, they have to come out to get it.
Yeah, you got to fucking put it out. Why you want? I mean, the guy went to North Korea. He went to North Korea.
Friends
he
with
played
Kim Jong-un.
with Phil. If Jordan didn't have Rodman, they would not have won those three.
No,
Definitely
and he'll tell you.
Yeah.
Not Rodman.
Jordan.
Phil. Yeah, Phil said it.
Yeah.
That he was the best player he ever coached.
Yeah.
That Rodman was the best player he ever coached.
Best athleticism, they said, or something too. That he had.
Well, he 24. I don't know how he did it. I forget who we had in here. We had somebody in here that who?
Oh, the artist guy that drew this stuff, I think.
Yeah, we
Ganino.
had.
Ganino.
Pat, right? Patrick Giannino.
No.
He does painter.
No.
If I showed him to you, I think
Maybe.
you probably know him. But he was in, and what was he saying?
That he had, I think Phil or somebody said he was the most athletic player he's ever coached.
Oh yeah,
Like everybody think Michael Jordan. They're like, no. Dennis Rodman was the most athletic player he's ever coached.
And he went, and I remember, and I was a kid at the time. He went during the fucking. Well, it was either the semifinals or against the Knicks. He went. He wanted to get away. He went to Vegas. They had to go get him.
Go grab him.
They brought him back, and the guy kills it.
Yeah,
he kills
and,
the next day.
and hits record free throws.
Yeah.
After being drinking all night and just
And played 44 minutes of 48 minutes. You know.
And we don't gotta go back that far. I mean, shit. When I started working with him, I mean, we were out to like 6 a.m. and drinking Jaegers at his house, and I'm like, I can't keep up with this motherfucker anymore. I'm fucking done. You know, it's like 5 a.m. and he's still going.
Can we play this?
Oh, yeah, you can go right ahead.
Awesome. This is so cool, man. Congratulations being
Put
part of
this together, and we're still waiting to see what happens.
I hope it gets out, man. It's got to come out eventually, right?
Something's gotta happen.
Never know with these motherfuckers, all right?
You know, so many people have asked me over the years, do you think Dennis Rodman would be a Hall of Fame candidate? And I said, well,
Nope.
he led the NBA in rebounding 7 times. And it wasn't just that he out-rebounded by 2 percentage points or whatever. He out-rebounded guys by 3, 4 rebounds per game. We won 64 games that year, and Dennis was truly a guy that was the leader.
No, you forget how good he really was.
And I would dive for balls.
I'm gonna ask what the hell you think.
Look at him, giving up his body left and right. So what? He wants to have a fucking drink. I would too after that. Right? Shit. Look at him.
Dennis is a unique personality that had the balls to just be whatever he wanted to be.
People want to see him, they want to know about him. You couldn't open a paper or do anything without seeing Dennis Rodman's face. I mean, it was a real phenomenon.
You had kind of a drinking problem when you said, well, back in the day. Back in the day? Well, what day was that? Okay. It's Wednesday, okay?
America has just witnessed a truly strange encounter.
Diplomatic stunner of the year so far, a meeting by the basketball court with Kim Jong-un. No American gets in to see the North Korean ruler.
He paved that way for Trump.
NBA star Dennis Rodman on the defense about his second and most
respect.
recent trip to North Korea.
Straight respect.
And the man he calls a friend, Kim Jong-un.
When I went back home, I got so many death threats. I couldn't even go home. I had to hide out for 30 days. I couldn't even go home.
There's nobody at the CIA who could tell you more personally about Kim Jong-un than Dennis Rodman.
You've got
How about that?
a group of veteran players.
Real fucking man
who were
right
willing to accept Dennis for who he was as long as he produced. And what did he produce? we had to have his rebounding and his defense.
I mean, what I like about Dennis is there's a kindness there, and I think he's basically a gentle soul. I mean, Dennis to me is the world's biggest teenager. You know, he's like a 14-year-old kid.
I think he just wants so much to be loved and to be happy and have everyone around him being happy.
Former NBA star Dennis Rodman is out of jail today after spending the night behind bars for a DUI.
The saddest thing I saw was during the show when he was so drunk that we literally couldn't wake him up. And we were worried about him.
I could have been dead. I could have been a drug dealer. I never had a father. My father left me when I was 5 years old. I have one regret. I wish I was a better father.
Former NBA star Rodman picked up by the Los Angeles police. NBA star Dennis Rodman is out of jail this morning.
He's one of the most controversial and colorful sports figures of all time.
What am I doing this so fucking bad?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dennis Rodman.
I'm gonna die of old age. That's the only way I'm gonna die.
That's awesome.
Who in the fucking world wouldn't put that out?
That is.
I would go home tonight and watch that.
Yeah, right.
And I bet you fucking millions of other people would too. I mean, that was the best dynasty ever, the fucking Chicago Bulls. No one's even close to that. Now they changed the game where you can't touch anybody. Back then, you think, look, I mean, Curry's great player. Maybe LeBron, but he would whine. Think of one person in the league right now, and there might be a handful that could play back then like they played.
But here's another perfect example. I mean, why is Dennis Rodman still relevant?
Because he's Dennis Rodman.
He's a great people person.
Great people person.
He's got he knows how to connect with people. He knows, and you can't teach that. Yeah. You either got that or you don't got that. And that's why these people, they last, because they know how to stay relevant. They know how to talk to people. You just can't help but love the guy.
I met him when I moved here with my two boys. It was at Dunkin' Donuts. It was the most random thing. They had an opening and he was there and he was signing autographs and stuff like that. We went there. My kids, I still have the pictures. They're real small. Did you believe, like, I would try to take a picture in front and the guys were, you can't take a picture. Dennis Rodman looked at me and said, bring your kids around the back here. We went around the back of my wife. Behind it was just a table.
Yeah.
Took a picture and he was just a nice person. I mean, it was amazing.
And think of the people he associates. The people that he's been around. Like, he's really good friends with Motley Crue of all people. Like, he's great friends with Vince Neil of people. Motley Crue and this guy and Pearl Jam. Like the people. It's not like he surrounds himself with A-list celebrities. And I'm sure everybody loves Dennis and wants to take a picture. We went to when he got inaugurated, when they announced it at the NCAA game in Texas. George Bush Sr. was there. George Bush Sr. stood up off his wheelchair to take a fucking picture with Dennis
How
Rodman.
fucking cool is that, bro? How fucking cool is that?
Wow. Of all, it's like
you would never think that.
Yeah, not Dennis taking a picture of Bush taking a picture with him.
Yeah, the old man Bush.
Yeah, old man Senior Bush.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Wow. And he paved that whole way for Trump. And Kim Jong-un liked him. Because I think what he did was he went over there with respect, didn't need 10,000 security, and wanted to know and said, hey, look, you can make basketball like this. And then Trump, that was the way for Trump. And then Trump went in and said, hey, why don't you put these fucking nukes down? And look, we can modernize North Korea. America will help you out. You could have an NBA. You could have this.
Think of how simple it was. Dennis learned that Kim Jong-un was a fan.
Yeah.
And he went to meet him.
And that was the end.
He went to meet one of his fans. To Dennis, he's just a fucking basketball fan. He doesn't really see, he's just some guy who really likes me.
He didn't realize the bigger picture, I guess, of what he was doing. To
him, he's just, I'm just gonna go meet a fan, a really, really powerful fan that But to him, he's just a fan.
But that was funny in the documentary, like the CIA or somebody like that should ask Dennis Rodman what they talked about and they came back. But
I'm sure he was.
Our government's so dumb sometimes it'd be like, if Dennis Rodman can go speak to Kim Jong-un, maybe you should just talk to him a little bit here and pass a little information. I don't know.
Well, if you didn't know why.
And
fucking
Rodman's,
egos.
And Rodman's a big Trump supporter, too. You saw him with the whole man.
Yeah.
They loved each other.
Yeah, they should spend 3 more years of our money looking for something in Russia. You got a fucking laptop sitting right there that just, I don't know, fell off the face of the earth. I know if I had that laptop, I'd be doing 10 and writing letters.
Oh, my God. And every day it's a whole new thing with that thing, isn't it? Like every single day, how much shit did he film and just keep on his laptop? How stupid is this guy?
Bob, we got to get somebody to get that laptop. We can make a lot of money.
I know people on my sets deleting little videos. I mean, this guy never thought deleting some of these videos.
God,
and hey, Bobby, he takes it into like the corner store.
And leaves it.
His dad, come on. He got $6.5 million from somewhere. We don't know where, hypothetically.
It seems to be a family problem because his sister left a fucking diary, They just leave all their personal belongings all over the country.
Hey, China gave me $6.5 million. Right there's the receipt. Oh, gee, I left it there. Nah, fuck it. Nobody will pick it up. My dad isn't the president right now. Like, what the fuck is these people thinking?
Are we a banana republic yet or what?
What's that?
Are we a banana republic yet or what? Do we qualify yet? Have we met all the requirements for a banana republic yet?
Who the fuck knows?
In
the music industry, and the film, with all this streaming and everything online, like I was so shocked that Mission Impossible, after 1 week, was on Showtime. And I get it because of the the COVID thing, and people are afraid to go out. Now you got shootings
I just saw on Hulu the Bob's Burger movie's already on Hulu. I'm like, wasn't that just in theaters like last week?
And remember, back in the day, if you were lucky, you would get it in DVD in what, 9 months?
Yeah, you were waiting forever for it.
9 months to a year, and then maybe a year and a half, you would get it on HBO or Showtime or whatever. Now in a week, you can get it.
Next day.
Next day.
Our society has become so fast. It wants everything tomorrow. It doesn't want to wait for anything. Tell you the truth, you probably sold a lot more DVDs holding it off for 9 months and building this suspense. Like, I got to fucking get this movie when it comes out. Rather than like, I got it tomorrow. It's no big deal. I can watch it later because it's already out.
Because you want to build up that anticipation as marketing wise.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think nobody's going to go, you push it out while it's hot. Now, being in the film industry, being in the music industry, all these changes financially, how has that changed what the artist or the actor, the director, the writer, everybody makes? Is it an extremely amount less than it was before all the streaming and internet?
Well, the video industry has obviously changed. You can't compare a music video shot on 35 millimeter to one shot on on a red. Obviously the 35 millimeter shoots a lot more money. The production was a lot more money. Everything was a lot more money back then. Any kind of film production would cost you into the $100,000s. Or today you can shoot a kick-ass music video for 10, 15 G's. No problem. I see artists do it all the time. So I think that changed in a sense. It's like anything else. Once technology gets involved, it starts cheapening stuff and things start coming down in price, which is great because it creates a whole new influx of new talent that couldn't afford to do it before and now can. But it also gets a whole bunch of people doing, I'll do it for $10, I'll do it for $20, and anybody will do it for $50 now.
But like somebody on your level, it sounds like it really didn't affect it because.
Well, it does affect it because labels don't want to spend the money they used to spend anymore. When back in the day you would spend $100,000 for a music video, you'd be lucky to get $20,000, $30,000 out of them now for that. But they still want that music video.
Right.
It's never enough anyways. If you got a $200,000 budget, they want a $300,000 music video.
Right. I was thinking, I guess, in a different way, like because the cameras are cheaper now, and maybe because people are streaming it, getting it free, because the production end of it's cheaper, then it kind of evens out. But maybe that's for the main head guy, but everybody else, no. Right?
Well, and it depends on the artist level. On the big side, they're still using big cameras and big lights and big production because that's what they want to see. Not that you can't pull it off of a smaller production, but they're big art. They got the budget, and it's like a commercial job. Pepsi's going to shoot with Alexas and Reds and big crews because they got Pepsi money. So who cares? Where other artists, starting out or newer artists or smaller labels are going to do things in a prosumer market. The Sonys and shit like that.
How much of a hit, percentage-wise, just a wild guess, do you think directors, actors, musicians took a hit from the evolution of the change?
Well, that's the thing,
That's the better question, I guess.
I think it's not really so much that the prices change, is that the phone stops ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you can call people that, you can call a director that's charging you this much, or I can call a smaller time director that's going to get the same video done for this much. So you still get the jobs, but not as often as you do because there's a lot of cheaper avenues now.
I see.
That's the problem. Now the grunts are still working, the grips and, all those workhorses that still make a production work, they're still doing fine. They just jump from one job to another,
Last couple of things. Do you think you'll find yourself building something in the metaverse and all this crazy shit that's going on that I fucking just don't really understand?
God, no.
But so I'm like...
No, personally right now, I'm working on a couple small projects down south. I'm working on a reality show with a tattoo shop up in Orlando.
Awesome.
Called Good Vibrations Inc. That just is it's a great tattoo shop. The vibe they have, it's like very Hawaii. It's just a cool vibe, and I love that place, and they got a lot of great characters. I'm kind of trying to build a little reality show out of
Great
them.
move. Because there hasn't been a good tattoo one since that girl.
Yeah, since
Miami.
Cat. Yeah, the one that Cat. There hasn't been anything good with tattoos since then.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
If you need an extra and another, I'm up for another tattoo. So
yeah,
if you need an extra,
yeah, I am too.
I'll come getting that tattoo done.
Yeah, invite me. I'll go on.
Yeah, I just got my first Star Wars tattoo.
Let me see.
Right down the leg.
Oh, cool. Cool. Die hard Star Wars fan, baby. So you got that going on. What else you got going
I just got that, the Saber Academy, and more work for Susie. You know, we've been talking about branching out and doing some TV shows, and on the wedding side too, we're talking about doing a little TV show called Behind the Wedding, where we kind of take you behind the entire production side of the wedding and what we do to make the magic happen.
Oh yeah, because you've done these massive names.
Yeah,
yeah. You could turn that into a series.
Yeah.
Good night, homie. Don't forget about this little guy. don't forget about us.
Yeah, I mean, you tell you, some of the biggest weddings are not are not from celebrities. It's from Joe Lawyer, who's got a shitload of fucking money.
I mean,
and his daughter's getting married, and he's just going balls to the wall.
But like, who wouldn't turn on like bar mitzvah, wedding that some guy rents a fucking island,
yeah,
the whole nine, boom, bang, got an 18-wheeler getting on a ferry.
Exactly.
Who wouldn't watch that?
I'm shooting a birthday party. Yeah. Oh, shooting a birthday party? Yeah. A birthday party with fucking
on a fucking island.
On an island with Zach Brown
that I need a ferry to put a fucking Mack truck on. And not just one Mack truck.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, that's a guaranteed series. So I'm saying, Bobby, don't forget about the peanuts over here when that turns into a series.
Yeah, come back on again.
Always.
You're not that far away.
No, not that far at all.
All right, Bobby, anything else?
No. Unless you want to talk about my strip bar days.
Sure.
I spent 10 years as a strip bar DJ.
Did you?
Yeah. No. I always joke that like Frank Sinatra song, I've been a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pauper, a pawn and a king. I've done it all.
You did it for 10 years?
I did it for 10 years.
And what got you out of that?
Just life, working on different things, It's like what you struggle through, That's what paid the bills while I was, I was a club DJ doing, like hip hop DJ for a long time. Pitt used to come to my club. And Pitt used to come to my bar, and I tossed him on stage, and no one knew who the fuck Pitbull was.
Isn't
I
it
tossed
so
a track on him.
Crazy how that shit happens.
He would come in with Little John. He'd come in with Oh
my god.
Yeah, how's Little John?
I had a
how's
birthday
Little John
party.
in person? Is he always on?
He's very smart, another guy who's just like very well rounded in music, really big into rock, and just people like Little John I don't think had that typical urban growing up with a certain music stuff. He was a very versatile guy, just like a lot of different shit, But really, you're really cool, really easy to get,
You know who I was impressed by with their intelligence? Mike Tyson. I went to go get him, cracked my windshield on the way, and he ran out of fucking weed and left. I'm serious. I went with Bobby Ches to get him, and he ran out of weed and left.
Yeah.
It was fucking 20 minutes away. Cracked the windshield on the way. But like when I watch his interviews, he is smart as hell with history.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to him?
No.
You wouldn't believe how smart this guy. You ask him anything history-wise, he knows the date, what it was, what fucking country, when, where, how, who, what,
And once again, it's these things that interest people growing up. Sometimes people will just get into one thing, but when you got someone who's like a little bit into everything and their brain grows like that, they just, I don't know, they're just more well-rounded and got a better objective look towards things, I guess, You
think he's the best boxer ever?
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really never followed boxing that much to really know who would be better than him.
I was just curious because you're in the entertainment. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
I really never followed boxing.
I never asked you. Who do you think's the best? I just know I just as a kid you were playing Mike Tyson knockout.
I mean, I liked Lennox Lewis too, but Lennox had the reach, man. He would just sit there and go like this. And
yeah, but he got Hollywood.
Yeah,
he got his ass kicked. That's one that got Hollywood.
People say Floyd Mayweather, but I don't know. I mean,
he's the best defensive. Nobody. I mean, you don't even need to watch boxing. I mean, nobody.
Correct. Defense.
He never gets hit. The fucking guy.
Yeah, defense. Yeah.
I think the one fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you think Tyson might have got out of it too soon?
Like left boxer too soon? Yeah. I don't think he's done. I see him hitting that bag at 85 pounds with gloves on after he sparred. Yeah, you can watch on YouTube.
Think he's still gonna box again?
From what I hear, he's fighting Logan. AJ will tell you he's fighting Logan.
Logan Paul.
The Disney boy.
They're smart though. Those brothers, man.
They're not smart.
They're making a lot of money, man. A lot.
I don't give a fuck. I would turn on YouTube, and when I see Mike Tyson, who is crazy, can punch a bag, and it says 85 pounds with a glove on after he spars.
Who knows the deal he made with Mike before? Maybe like, yeah, hit me a little, not too hard. I'll go down, and we'll make a lot.
Mike Tyson.
This.
Yeah, and then Logan hits Mike Tyson, and Mike feels it.
Logan,
and then you're fucked. You're not getting up. But I don't know. At least the other Logan.
Didn't he punch some guy recently at Mike Tyson? Did he punch some guy?
No, he actually didn't. He was in an airplane. He actually went on Joe Rogan. I don't know if it was the flight there or the flight back, either or.
Uh-huh.
And this guy kept bugging him for a fucking autograph behind him. So Mike, oddly, you would think he would go a different direction. He wanted a picture. He turns around and he takes a picture with the kid to shut him up. Mike sits back down and tries, because it's all a fucking video, right? Then the kid throws the fucking drink at him or like spills the drink on him. And then Mike gets up and what did he do?
He was antagonizing him.
Yeah. He grabbed him. He didn't like hit him. He just grabbed him. And the kid tried to do all this shit, but Mike didn't do anything. He actually kept his computer probably high as a kite. I know he needs his weed because he wasn't there.
He's a big pot smoker, huh?
Uh-huh. Oh, 24/7.
Yeah.
24/7.
People always think that for some reason Rodman is like, I've never seen Rodman touch a joint, touch drugs of any kind ever in my life. I've never even seen anyone approach him with it. I've never even seen him have any interest in it. He's a drinker.
Yeah, I had a.
But as far as I've never seen him any kind of interest whatsoever.
Elaine Lancaster, the Trump drag queen. Jim is.
Yeah, Elaine.
I talked to her. She's cool.
Yeah.
I had her and we did a podcast, and she grew up with Dennis.
Yeah.
And she said all Dennis ever did was drink, just drink, no drugs, just a drinker.
People think he's like because he's a wild man, but no.
Well, I think he's just wild naturally, and then you throw the booze in, real wild. But I mean, Elaine grew up with him.
I think the problem with Dennis really, when it comes down to it, is he's become. I asked him this question one time. It's like with the piercings on his face. It's like, can you take off the piercings and still be Dennis Rodman? Or is all this you can't not be Dennis Rodman? Can you just take all this shit off and just be Dennis?
What he saw.
You didn't really give me an answer, but I don't think he can. I think he's so glued into this persona that he can't let it go. And that's why he keeps drinking. That's why he keeps living his lifestyle, because he thinks people expect this of him. That if he stops doing this, he'll stop being Dennis.
And from what I know of his childhood, I think I would think like that too. Because you make it to the NBA, all the odds are against you. Then you make it to the championship. You're playing with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. I mean, a kid that went through all that. And now, I think I would think the same way. Shit.
I think that perception guides him a lot more than his own judgment does at this point.
But so much talent. What's real fucked up is what Poland put him in the Hall of Fame before the United States. The fuck is going on there?
Really? Poland put him in the
Yeah. Poland.
They got an NBA Hall of Fame in Poland?
Yeah. They have a Hall of Fame they put him in Poland before the U.S. A guy who won 3 championships with the Bulls.
Well, he definitely stood out in that lineup of all the guys that win the Hall of Fame that day. You see them all on stage and they're all like little suits, and you see Dennis right there. It's like he definitely stands out in the crowd.
Yep, great guy. And Bobby, thank you for your time. I hope you come back again, and
it's a pleasure.
I could pick your brain some more.
I'd be more than happy to come back.
I would love it. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.